Hold on.
Our mic is muted. That's how
Welcome
we
to
started.
the ranch.
Hey, everybody.
Can you hear us now?
Yeah.
You certainly couldn't hear us before. I know that's for a fact because Monica.
Me? I muted the.
Maybe it was me.
No. I unmuted us just now.
I muted us earlier. I was on another live.
Yeah.
Not that I was participating, but.
Why would you have
You know
to
what?
mute
I
it?
don't know. I don't know why I hit mute.
It could have been. Well, no. There's no reason. It wouldn't have been muted from last night from StreamYard, so it doesn't matter. It was. You must have hit it.
There you go. Well, thank you, Jesse, for pointing that out.
Yeah. Thank
Thank
Jesse.
you, Jake, for letting us know that we are on a 5x5.
Thank you very much.
I still don't. I know I ask this all the time, but what does that mean?
It means you're like square. You're square. You're good.
I thought it was never
5
good
by
to
5?
be square.
No, I think it's good.
Oh, is it hip to be square?
Yeah.
And that's a song?
Yeah. Hip to be square.
Sing it?
No. Hey, Regina, how are you? Welcome back. Last week was our first time.
Yeah, we didn't scare her off yet.
Robert Lonis isn't here.
Oh,
how are you?
Cool gamer. What up?
Hey, Miss Denise, how are you? Hey, Nancy from Our Treasured Home. Miss Denise, your winning from our 1,000 subscriber is on its way. I just got a shipping notification for you. So
wait, you haven't shipped off the stuff yet?
No, I ordered some of it, but some of it's taking a while to ship. So I actually need to get some information to some other people. I need to finish shipping some stuff. It's taken me a while because we were gone. I was gone
You were gone where?
I was gone on vacation for a while. So
with or without me?
Without you. It's been a busy couple months. Back in May. Hey, Gather Together Homestead. How are you guys? Hey, Caleb. Yeah. Hey, Emma, how are you? I broke a tooth back in May. I chipped that tooth, and I have had nothing but
because you're eating gobstoppers or something.
No, I was eating
the everlasting gobstoppers.
No, I was eating a chicken nugget. It was a good chicken nugget.
Who made the chicken nugget?
I did.
It must have been crispy. Don't be lean.
No, I have to lean.
No, don't lean.
Anyway, hey, Ann, how are you? Oh, thank you, little Frenchie. How are you doing tonight? Yeah, I like pink. It's one of my favorite
I'm
going to
lean towards you. How about that?
You're leaning towards. Well, then you have to turn that. Yeah, you actually have to just turn the whole thing. So anyway.
You're getting really needy.
No, I just feel like you hog all the attention. So when you sit,
what?
You literally sit in front of the box. If y'all could see this right now, he literally sits right in front of the box. You have something in your beard?
No, why?
Are you advertising merch? Joking. Oh, God bless you. Hey, Mike, how are you? It's Vision Acres.
What's up?
Mike and Chelsea, how are you guys? Oh, thank you. Yeah. Oh, Lisa said she broke a tooth just eating pizza a couple years ago. Yeah. So,
pizza like you made tonight?
Yeah, the burnt pizza that I made tonight? No, probably not burnt pizza. What in the world, Caleb?
What kind of...
He just sent one of those things. Emma, you guys, what in the world?
What is that for?
Okay, so I got a message today.
Are you begging for money?
No.
Those are our kids.
That's so sweet. I know our kids are spending money on us. Okay, so here's the thing. Ready?
Well, wait a minute though. It was only $4.99. Is that really what? I mean, is that how they feel? That's what we're.
No. Okay. So anyway, I got a message today saying that we could do like.
She even said, "Oops." She didn't mean to do it.
We got a message today saying that we enabled. Oh, she didn't realize she was going to send a message. Well, thank you. So we were able to enable super chat or whatever. So I was really excited. So I was like, well, sure, I'll do this. And I just said yes to everything because I was like, I don't know what to do. So I just basically was offered all the monetization stuff. And I was like, sure, we can do that. So I was like, click yes, click yes, click yes.
That's what we do. We're big time.
Oh, Anne wants to know, did you cut your hair and beard? Did you trim your beard and hair?
A couple weeks ago.
Oh, thank you, Emma.
Thank you for noticing.
Emma said my message for it. Love you guys. So proud of y'all. Thank you so much.
Oh,
well, yeah.
gosh.
So we are officially monetized. This is our first monetized live. So we have to be like, I don't know,
on
normal.
Best behavior.
No, normal. I'm not going to change who I am.
We got it.
Nope, not changing anything.
But you promised when we were getting married that things were going to change.
No, I told you when we were going to get married that I look good with a tan and in a dress and when I put makeup on. And I did that.
You delivered.
I got a tan and I put makeup on and I wore a dress for our wedding. So there you go. That's all I asked. That's all I promised you.
I like how you got your hair done for tonight.
Oh, yeah. Got it right out of the shower. Got myself a high pony. There we go.
Off we go.
Yeah. No. So anyway, Yeah, that was my very first super chat. Yes, Robert Lonis. It was our very first super chat.
Wow,
so that was really cool.
That is.
I know, it's really cool. Thank you. And it was our kids.
And it was the one that wanted us to do this.
Oh, thank you, Bobby.
Wait, what?
Bobby. Yeah, so we call him Bobby because, we're friends.
Bobby. Well,
thank
look.
you so much.
Now,
you do not have to do that, guys.
Now,
I only just enabled it because I thought it would be fun. Because I just, look.
We're swimming in the money.
They just said,
happen
no,
right
thank you so much. No, we only did it because they sent me an email. So I was like, well, sure, I'll do this.
Can I ask a question?
I didn't think anybody would know. I didn't think people would notice.
I've never met this guy, Robert.
I see it down here now.
Bobby. And he's given more than our kids. I don't know.
Oh my gosh. No, together they gave $10. So that's it right there. Thank you very much. That's so sweet.
You guys are too nice.
So no, because I look now you can have different reactions and stuff. So I just wanted to see if I didn't even know it would be up there. Anyway, just stop. Anyway, thank you.
We'll put it through some.
Thank you so much.
We'll put it towards some great things moving forward.
Seriously, Jake,
guys,
stop it. I'm not going to do anything else with the channel now. I'm freaking out.
How do you turn this off now?
Hey, Flicker Hill Homestead. Hey, Homestead, where you are.
This is too much attention.
I know, right? No more. Need to make memberships, Caleb. No, probably not.
We actually did. Yeah, that was.
No, we're good. No, I just thought it was really cool because we could actually monetize tonight. So I wanted to make sure it was monetized tonight that we could do these things.
If we were doing memberships. Nah, I don't want to talk about it.
What would membership be? Like,
yeah, I mean, like, was it
private videos? I mean, what is that?
Personal phone calls. That's why Jake just paid that because
I was
just on the phone with him. So
hey, Lazy Days with Jesse and Lisa just gave us some $1.99.
Wait, what?
You're so sweet. He said to call my channel out. You guys, so funny. Anyway,
now I feel obligated.
You can, look, see, Jess and Glenn said y'all can almost buy a new cow. Maybe if the price is right at the sale barn.
Hey, look, at this point in time, we're almost up to like a 15th of a bale of hay.
Right? Yeah, look, y'all can, but by a new cow. Wait, Caleb said you can get custom stickers and emojis that you guys get to make. Yeah, so that's kind of why I was interested in just like enabling the stuff so that I could go back and look later.
So you're an enabler?
No, I just clicked the button and was like, all the things you have to agree to. And I'm like, yeah, I agree. And then I like submitted it. I should have read all of it.
Yeah. You can't just sign things that you don't know.
I might have just given Ezekiel away. I don't know. I mean, my youngest could have been just promised to someone. I don't know anymore. Yeah, I don't know. Well, my parents got a cow as a wedding gift. It was a down payment for their first house. I'm telling you, that was Flicker Hill Homestead said that. That's so funny. Hey, it's true. I mean, you could do that. Save up enough. Hey, Jailbait and Tackle Outdoors. How are you? Not a regular, but happy I popped in to say hello. Or hey, y'all. Oh, hey, y'all. Fallen Arkansas veterans. How are you today? Oh, hey, Scott. How are you?
What's going on?
Frontier Survival. How are you?
Yep. Tina Ladybug's in here.
Hey, Miss Tina. How are you? So anyway, I was saying it's been a busy month because it's been a busy few months with just all the things going on. I broke my tooth back in May. I finally just got it figured out.
This woman wanted to get
as of yesterday.
She wanted to get a full-on gold tooth or a diamond with her the letter M on it.
No, but here's the thing. Ready? So
she's trying to get
I had trouble with this tooth. I had to get a herd was started by being paid with a cow for wiring a house. That's so cool, Gwen. So here's the best part. Ready? Oh, Glenn and Chuck clicking in to say hi and hope you have you running until I get back. Well, thank you for running us. So I have my tooth fixed, right? I go get it fixed and it's not fixed. Like 6 weeks later, they have what they need. And I'm like, look, it's still hurting. They're like, oh man, we're not sure what's going on. So he's like, let's go for another 6 to 8 weeks and see what happens. So I go finally back in and I go in 2 weeks ago and he's like, yeah, I think it's good. I think you're having some pain back there because there's another tooth up top. Well, great. That needs to be taken care of. I'm like, oh, awesome. Super great. I'm super excited about this. So finally yesterday I got my permanent crown on. And so I have like a brand new shiny tooth in there. And I'm all swollen. And yesterday when I was recording the podcast last night,
those are your cheeks, baby.
No, it can feel it swollen here.
Those.
Anyway,
it's not swollen.
Hey, I am down like 5 pounds in the past 2 weeks.
Nobody
so give me a
said
second.
anything about that.
You said I'm swollen. Anyway, you said my cheeks are fat. I said I'm swollen. Anyway, I'm swollen right here.
Your cheeks have been the same size
and
no matter what.
Last night when I was recording the podcast, I'm talking like out the side of my mouth a little bit and I can feel it because this is feeling like numb still. and it was still numb for like half of our podcast. Bye, Tina. Thank you for coming in. And so at one point I looked at Alicia and them and I'm like, am I talking out of the side of my mouth? I feel like I'm like the lady from Hocus Pocus where she's like, I smell children. And I could feel it. I was watching myself and I could literally see it. I was like, that's bad. That's
you do
bad
that
news.
way too well.
Yeah. Well,
so you look like Popeye. Go ahead.
No, I was like this. I can't do it. I can't even do it now. It was so much easier to do last night when my cheek was numb. It was the craziest thing. Anyway.
Hey, I
finally got it taken care of, so I'm happy.
Let me slide back for a second. I wanted to say, I don't know if Heath is still in here from Frontier Survival. If you guys get a chance, I'm not sure when his live is now because I've not really been able to hit the lives a lot, but he usually does the Dynamite Wednesday. And then last Friday I was on, jumped in there, and I don't know. I
live?
I like the live, and I'll tell you why, because it's very if I remember correctly, Heath, if you're in here, Kentucky, I believe, is where he is. And the thing is that it feels like you're in Kentucky.
Does it? Just sitting there listening to him?
It just feels
like... Hey, Jackie, how are you? Beautiful.
Friday nights now. There you go.
Okay, there you go.
So if you're not too busy on Fridays, hop over there. Last week he was doing this, like someone sent him a book or something. Mm-hmm. And I guess it was...
What time's your live, Heath? Because I know Lisa does her live at 8. I think I'm going to be on there tomorrow, by the way.
It was before Lisa's.
I'm going to be on Lisa's tomorrow.
Because he's on East Coast, don't forget.
Okay.
Eastern Standard Time.
Gwen, I wasn't drooling, which was good. And yes, they are making a new Hocus Pocus. It comes out like October 1st, I think.
Can we stop, please, with the remakes?
No, it's not a remake. It's a part 2.
Remakes.
Part 2. Okay, it comes on 8 p.m. Eastern. Okay, yeah, that's like a while, yeah.
That's like, before. You get over there and check that out.
Yeah.
It's very chill. It feels like you're in the country, which is awesome for me. I love that.
Yeah, I know you do. Hey, JB Conway, how are you?
What did I want to say?
Thanks for coming in tonight.
In the chat, name a movie that they remade, or if they made a part 2 when it's really not. It's kind of like the same storylines, just newer people or whatever.
That wasn't as good as the first.
That was absolute garbage. And we'll get to the next question in a minute. But the reason why I say that is because like Caleb sent us a text the other day telling us that they were going to make a part 2 to Christmas Story.
I know. I don't
even know. I'm afraid to even watch it because knowing that what's the guy's name? Ed Billingsley or something like that.
I don't remember. Oh, look, see, Gather Together. Look, they said, Jess and Glenn said, hey, the new Top Gun movie is awesome. Now, I have heard really good reviews about the Top Gun movie. Like, I have heard so many people say that movie is awesome. It really is a good remake of it. I guess it's not really a part 2. It's a remake, right?
Well, listen. Well, no, it's supposed to be part
Abigail
2.
sent it to you. Abigail sent it.
Whoever it was.
He
all
said, thank God I'm a country boy.
You don't need to have the credit, Abigail. Settle down. We're just telling stories here. But no, it's like I remember
Top Gun is just as good as the first.
I'm all about Christmas movies.
Mm-hmm.
Miracle on
Hi, we're back. I'm here because I need to smile. Oh, JB, that's so funny. That's good. I'm glad. Let's see. Wait, Robert said they did make a Christmas Story and it was terrible. They did make a part 2, I think, before, but I think they're remaking the new one. Interwebs no bueno. I know, right? Some people are in the internet. I think someone's on the internet here, and it's given us a hard time tonight. It's been raining today, which is a really good thing normally. But yeah, I told y'all to always smile. I know. Now I look bad in that. That's a terrible picture of me.
Did it come back?
Yeah, finally. Barbara unfortunately, I told y'all to always smile. You're back. Yes, we're back.
All right. Did we have any more?
Well, I think that now I have to say somebody was right. They said that, yeah, oh, look, Frozen. I was Frozen. Yeah. No, the Christmas Story will never be better than the first. It's true. There was another Christmas Story. They did make a Christmas Story 2 a long time ago, I think.
What?
But it was never good.
No.
The movie 1917 is awesome, I heard. I've never seen that one.
Yeah, we did.
Did we?
Yeah, but that wasn't a remake, was
Robert
it?
Lona said it was. No, I don't think so. I don't know. Wait, let's see. We got 4 inches in 45 minutes this evening. Yeah, it was. We've gotten a lot of rain today, Gwen. A lot of rain. Yeah, Red Dawn remake. Didn't even watch it. True Grit was remade and it was awesome. Jesse said. Hey, Miss Andale, how are you?
Wait a minute. Now, are we talking about True Grit going from John Wayne?
I don't know.
To the Clint Eastwood movie?
Oh no, Flicker Hill said, can I just say that I'm canning right now and just got hot pepper oil all on my face? So bad. Oh no. That's the worst. Hot pepper oil, hands, all that. I have cut up many hot peppers and then remembered that I had my contacts in and I had to take them out at night. I actually had Eric remove my contacts one time for me because.
And I was messing with the peppers too. Just to. Jeff Daniels. There you go. Thank you. Thank
you so much, Andale. Oh my goodness. Andale Homestead. You're amazing. I was just, if you're in here now and you see that from Andale, I put the super chats up because I got a thing today saying that we were eligible for that. It was
Monica's greedy.
Stickers, super chat. No,
it Monica broke her tooth. This is like a GoFundMe on our page.
It was like super chats and special stickers. And I'm like, yeah, I want all that. So I was like, yeah, I want to be able to do that. So I did that. Oh my gosh. Thank you so much, Andale. But I just smeared sour cream on me and I hate sour cream. I guess if it helps. Hey, Candid Explorer, how are you?
Hello.
Oh, so sweet.
So we're talking about movies that they remade.
What's a movie they remade that is not as good as the first?
Yeah.
See, I can only think of movies that they made second parts to that I love more. Like Back to the Future, the second one.
Well, no. We're not talking about what do they call those?
I said part 2. You said part 2.
No. I'm talking about like where it's like decades in between and they have no other ideas and they're just coming up with something just because
I liked
they
Home Alone 2. Home Alone 2, amazing. Home Alone 18, 20, and 18, 19, 20, no good. Home Alone 2, awesome. I love it.
Still not the same.
Ghostbusters was never done as good as the first one. True.
There you go. And that's what I'm saying because there was 3 of them, wasn't there? 3.
Hey, Mr. Ricky Ventures, how are you?
Didn't they just do something with The Shining again?
What's up, girl?
Didn't they just redo The Shining?
The Shining? I don't know. Maybe.
I feel like they just redid one of those horror movies.
Thanks so much. Have a good night, guys. I hope you're feeling good, Jess. Gather Together Homestead. Amazing couple. Wait, which one? The Home Alone movies. Yep, she said the same thing. Yeah.
Oh, look, we just got.
The first Sandlot was way better than the second.
Wait, there was a second Sandlot?
Yeah, see? Didn't even know. I've seen it. It's terrible.
That's what I'm saying.
It's not terrible. It's just not good.
Definitely terrible. Scroll down right here. Click that.
Wait, what?
Wait, where is it? Right there.
We hit Ricky. Yay! That's awesome. Congratulations, Ricky Ventures. That's great.
Awesome, John. If you guys haven't had a chance, go check out Ricky Ventures.
He's awesome. He's got adventures.
He's got really cool stories too.
Yeah.
Especially in the wintertime when he does like all the ice sculptures and the winter wonderland really stuff. Pretty cool.
Oh, wait. Carla said the best ever part 2 was Aliens. Caleb's going for the 3rd Jason Bourne is the best. Okay, the Bournes were pretty good.
Again, okay, here, this is what I'm talking about. Ready?
I'm with Eric on Home Alone. Yeah, see.
Hold on. This what you had. Ready? You had the first 3 in the Bourne series.
Dr. Sleep was The Shining part 2.
Hold on.
Okay, come on.
Was awesome. Right?
Okay.
And then they brought that one guy, I don't even know his name, the one that played Hawkeye and Avengers and all that. That dude, they made the 4th one, and it was actually horrible.
Oh, yeah. He's not bad. Sandlot's a classic. You're right.
But he's not Jason Bourne.
None of the Home Alones are watchable. Oh, my gosh. They're so good. The first and second ones are my favorite. We watch the second one every year.
We're going to have to put Carla on timeout. you can't say things like that around here.
Yeah. Oh, my goodness. I went to Costco today. And they have Christmas stuff out. And then Luke was with me today, my 20-year-old. He goes, wait, it's September 1st. Are we skipping September, October, November? We're going right to Christmas? He's like, are we skipping Halloween? Are we totally skipping out holidays now? And I was like, I guess so. And the lady's like, not in my granddaughter's life. Because the other lady was standing there. She's like, my granddaughter would celebrate Halloween every day. She was all into it. I was like, okay. But
so we got
the new Cinderella is horrible. Only watched 1 minute.
What is the new Cinderella? Is that the human?
I don't know. I just can't imagine Drops is like, Cinderella, yes, I can't wait to see the new one. And then he watches he like garbage. Like I can't imagine him like doing that. I mean, I don't know what I imagine really. Like, but I just feel like,
Especially after our conversation, him being like Sasquatch last week. Okay,
Yeah.
so check this out. Ready? So
the newest Freaky Friday was the newest one. Okay, so let me just say the Lindsay Lohan Freaky Friday is a remake, Abigail, of the original with what's her name?
Oh man.
The one lady. Anyway, I like the newer Freaky Friday. Newer meaning the one with Lindsay Lohan and Jamie Lee Curtis. That's the best for me too. But you're too young to really know about the original, so never heard of Sandlot. It's a baseball show. It's a baseball movie. It was super cute.
It was probably put out in the 90s, I would say.
Yeah, I think so. Yes, that's awesome, Ricky. I'm so excited for you. You should be getting that monetization thing in like a hot second because I know you've got plenty of hours. So that's so exciting.
Congratulations, man. That's awesome.
So cool. Yay. Let's see. Okay. Ronnie Weaver, how are you? I don't know if I said hi to you or not. Hello.
So here's the follow-up question to that.
What's your follow-up?
The follow-up is, what was the original movie that you liked, but when they did remake it, not like they actually did like a remake of it that was even better than the original.
Wait, say that again. Hi, Liberty. How are you?
So like if you had a movie that you liked when you were younger, and they were going to remake it and you were like, okay, I guess I'll watch it because the first one was awesome. And then you watch it and you're like, I'm so glad I watched that because that was even better than the first one.
Oh, I don't know.
I don't know. I can't think of any.
The ones that are better than the first one?
Yes.
So like the Indiana Jones.
No, not.
You can't count
No, that doesn't count because it's the same guy. It's Harrison Ford all the way through. I'm talking about like there's a distinct time period between the original.
Oh, he said notice the LOL was a joke. Okay, thanks, Drops, because I did not think you were sitting down with a bowl of popcorn and a Coke, getting ready to watch yourself some, Cinderella, and you were like, yes, Cinderella, and then you were like, trash, and then you're like mad. You flip your popcorn, you throw your soda in the trash.
So this guy I work with, he's in his 60s, okay, and the one day
this is true, Gwen.
I was at work and I said something to him, and he quoted.
Hey, Miss Abby.
What's the cartoon movie? Frozen. He quoted the song.
That's because Frozen song is everywhere.
Right?
Bert Calgar said Zorro.
And I even debated him about it. I was like, you're saying it wrong. It's Let It Snow. He's like, no, it's Let It Go. I was like, no, it's not. It's Let It Snow.
It's Let It Go.
So
you're trying to debate with someone about a Frozen song.
A 60-year-old man, right? Or 62, whatever he is. Anyway, so when he was gone away from me, I like pulled out my phone real quick and I'm like, boy, I'm going to show him. And I looked it up and I was like, oh, he was right. So I went back and I told him, I was like, hey, you were right. And he's like, I know I was right. That's why I said it.
He didn't need your clarification.
Right. So I was like, so why do you know about kids' movies like that? He was like, man, I got a lot of grandkids. I know about that stuff.
Look, Flickr Health said they had a video go viral for us. Over 2,000 under a week right now and still a few hundred for subs. That's how it goes. You get a video blow up and you're just like, oh, well. Hey, Miss Rebecca, how are you? Ooh, Emma's made some zuppa Toscana soup for dinner.
That's what I do want. I do want to see because first Dune.
Oh, wait. The newest Predator movie is the best one ever.
If Scott, my brother, is still in here.
Yeah.
He would watch that movie Dune whenever it came on USA back in the day. Man, I hated that movie. It was so sci-fi-ish. I just couldn't handle it. So, but this one actually looks pretty good.
Oh, Liberty says she's good. She's doing school while she's listening to us. Good job.
Good.
I saw Star Wars in the movie theater when it was first came out and thought it was a B movie, but the sequels got better. Yeah. Oh, Liberty says Frozen's the best. Yes, Zorro. I knew what you were talking about, Gwen. Yeah, she was saying the Zorro with Antonio Banderas was better than the original. I would probably agree because I thought he did a good job in the movie, but I don't remember ever seeing the original. So, yeah.
Well, are we talking about the original, like back in the black and white?
Maybe. I don't know. Oh, JB said they really missed the mark with Dune.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, maybe they're like hardcore sci-fi / Dune people, and they were like,
Drop said, yeah, I had to suffer through Barney the Purple Dinosaur when my kids were young. And Scott said it was greatness, by the way.
I don't know about
Can we talk about the remake of Red Dawn real quick? I wasn't impressed.
Yeah. So, Ricky, that was one of the ones that Scott, the one right below you in the chat, actually had brought that up as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know any of those. So,
Gore, can you not love giant
sandworms?
Oh.
To Yuma, 310 to Yuma and Magnificent 7. Anything with Antonio Banderas is way better than the original. I mean, like, I'm thinking Spy Kids 2. I love Spy Kids 2 and 3.
Do you remember when you were younger on USA that every single night they had Tremors on?
Oh my gosh, come on.
I mean, like, how many of those
that's
are
right
there?
Tremors. Yeah, that movie was scary, though, the first time. How about, like, Arachnophobia? They would play that movie, too, a lot.
I'm going to disagree with this.
No, I don't disagree. I agree with Jackie.
No, I want to disagree with it. What was that lame movie that you took me to when we were dating, or maybe when we first got married, with Madonna? Evita? Get out of here.
Well, they never redid it. She said anything with him is better than the original.
Okay, fine. But, okay.
JD says Dune 2, Dune 1 is good.
I got triggered. Okay. Wait, they have 2 of them?
Scott said can't be Patrick Swayze. That's true. Yeah, because they're redoing that one movie now. What is it? Oh, did you just say it? No. Oh yeah, the 4 Spy Kids. No, what was the one, Scott, that they're redoing, the Patrick Swayze movie that they're now redoing?
No, that's Bacon.
They're doing
Dirty Dancing?
No. Hey, Rich, Old Sweets Farm, how are you? Yeah, okay, Jackie, we love the Spy Kids movies. Like, for real, love them.
My daughter-in-law didn't even see them growing up.
If you want to watch B movies, just get Amazon Prime. Rondo contains electrolytes.
Oh, there you go.
Roadhouse. Yeah, they're remaking Roadhouse. And I'm like, I don't even remember the movie Roadhouse, really. No. But you can't do anything. You can't beat Patrick Swayze. I'm like, why? Why even try? Awful. Wasn't Airwolf made into a cheesy movie? Wait, remake or sequel? Make up your mind. See, he's saying remake.
I'm saying remake.
But he also said sequel. He said both.
No.
Yeah, you did. You said part 2.
What?
Was better than the first one.
I'm saying the second one made.
That would be part 2.
Not if it's part of the sequel. It's like,
what?
Like.
Is it a sequel or remake? That's what he's saying. Part 2 is a sequel. A remake is when you completely redo it.
Well, then I guess I'm saying remake.
So you're not saying part 2. You're not saying sequel.
Well, both.
See, it is both, Troy. He has no idea. It's not just me that's indecisive. You see this? This is not on me.
My point
Troy,
is,
this is not my fault.
My point is,
just make note.
That sometimes you just got to let it go. And you got to know when to let it go.
Or do you mean, let it snow, let it snow? That's just not even the right,
That wasn't even the right key.
We're probably going to not be able to have this monetized for a copyright infringement.
They're going to take everything that these nice people gave us.
Most remakes are junk. Yeah, I think that's kind of where Eric was going with that, was that a lot of remakes aren't that great.
That's exactly what I was getting at.
Moonfall and Greenland were okay movies, but not worth paying for. I don't know what they are. I guess I just don't watch enough movies lately. I've got all my...
Was Moonfall the one with the one girl? I hate the French. Meg Ryan.
I literally don't remember that.
I think it was Meg Ryan in that. I don't know. That was a long time.
It's time for me to try to get some rest, y'all. You're so funny. Have a great weekend. God bless. Stay safe. Love y'all. Thank you so much, Nancy. Enjoy your rest of your evening. Get some sleep. Hello, my name is Indigo Montoya. You killed my father.
Prepare to die.
That's one of my favorites, and they should never ever try to remake that.
Yeah, for sure.
They should never. And this all started because of Hocus Pocus 2, sequel, not a remake, Eric. A sequel, a part 2.
But it's kind of like it's
not a remake.
That's why I'm up in the air about the question you're asking, because
no, Halle Berry was in Moonfall.
No, I'm definitely not thinking of the right one then.
We'll keep praying for you, Nancy. We will.
But no, I
yeah, you have no clue. You don't even know what the difference between a sequel and a remake. I mean, it's a sequel and a remake.
I definitely think I know the difference between a sequel and a remake.
You don't, because you don't know.
Well, no, but what I'm saying,
we were talking about part 2 for Hocus Pocus.
Talk?
No, part
Please.
2 for Hocus Pocus, and that's not a remake. That's a sequel. That's a part 2.
Look, they're remaking it because it hasn't been.
They're not remaking it.
It hasn't been out for 20 some years.
They're not. Yes, it has. And it's been over 20 years. It's been out.
That's what I'm saying.
They're not remaking it. They're not doing the same movie over. They're doing a sequel.
They're just trying to find a storyline that's more understandable or received by people.
Oh my gosh. It's not a remake. It is a sequel.
Look, no, it's just like what Abigail was saying earlier about Freaky Friday. She didn't even realize it was a remake.
Because that is a remake. It never was. Freaky Friday Part 2.
Well, no, technically it wasn't a remake. I mean, it was like a sequel.
No, it's not a sequel. It's a remake. Freaky Friday with Lindsay Lohan was a remake. They redid the movie, the same script basically, They just added their flair to it. The same script.
Thank you, Rich. I have a better understanding now.
Thank you, Rich, for being intelligent and explaining this in an intelligent way, because apparently I can't get the point across to my husband. It takes another man to explain to him that.
Oh, Rich, you know what? I know what he's doing right now. Rich is mansplaining it to me.
Good. That's the way you understand it then. Look, I make a good marriage counselor. I get 30% LOL. So let's argue about movies. Yeah, she literally said she knew it was a remake. Oh, look, Troy. He's with me on this one. See? Thank you, Troy. Who has seen the new Top Gun? Oh, some people in here have. Wait, somebody just did, and they said it was awesome. Oh, Glenn and Jess gathered together. They went to bed. They had to put the kids to bed. She said it was great. It was great. It was awesome.
Now, I have heard that that's really good.
And you're right, Carla. You can't replace Patrick in any movie. He was your cousin by marriage and had a special light around him entirely. What? He was your cousin by marriage?
Wait, isn't Carla the one that's like involved in movies and stuff?
Yes. And she knows the barbecue guy. She's gonna kick your butt in this thing. Carla, wait until you see her video.
Bring it on.
No, baby, don't say that.
Oh yeah, never
can't trash talk you.
Don't bring it on.
Oh, he's making his video now. We've already made.
I'm gonna have to try to sabotage. No, I gotta get in her head. I gotta get in her head and get her really worried about what's getting ready to happen.
Wait, she said, I hope mansplaining isn't like manscaping. It's not.
Wait, it's not.
Hi, Berkshire Farm. How are you? We are discussing how Eric doesn't know the difference between a sequel and a remake.
And Carla doesn't know the difference between mansplaining and manscaping.
There you go. Gwen said, hubby and kids went to see the new Top Gun and said it was awesome. And Drop says it was close to or equal to the original. So we've got some positive feedback for the new Top Gun. Folks, you want to laugh really hard. Watch this live later at 1.5 speed. You'll crack up.
They left us a comment last week. I don't know if you saw it or not, but that's what they said. They're like,
we're funnier in fast forward.
Yeah, I'm not sure I really know how to take that.
Sequel, a published broadcast or recorded work that continues the story or develops the theme of an earlier one. Thank you.
I think we've already.
Thank you.
We've agreed that you are
Carla,
correct.
At least you cooked yours. That's a good thing. You burnt your barbecue, but it was good. What? You cooked yours? He did cook it.
Why are you trying to give
just
up
not as good as you expected? Maybe.
What is it,
Eric? Eric, I don't want to be in my head. Yeah, I think that's what he died with, pancreatic cancer. Patrick Swayze. What day are we for barbecue? I think we are September 21st, I believe. We're the same day as Carla over at Living a Rogue Life, I believe.
Which?
Carla, the Cajuns call it blackened. So she just had blackened barbecue. And yes, I will mansplain Eric all night. Will not manscape. I'm sure he appreciates that. We sound like chipmunks at 1.5 speed. Oh my gosh. How do I turn this on 1.5 speed? I need to go see how to do that. Oh, Ricky's changing it up. Who's all ready for Labor Day weekend?
Ricky's trying to take over. Man, he got 1K and now all of a sudden this is happening.
We have, he said, watch them at half speed, drunk arguing. Oh my gosh, that's great. Nice. We are Sunday for our video. Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, because Last Chance Cook-Off is this month. So that's pretty cool. And then we also have Spam-Tember, which is this month. I got to go buy Spam this week so we can make our Spam-Tember videos. I'm excited.
I'm really looking forward to that. And I'm going to tell you why, because we're going to do something really different in one of the videos. We got 2 videos we're going to drop about that.
Yeah.
And I think it really fits well. Last week, Monica was talking about joining different collaborative efforts and making sure that you stay within your wheelhouse. Don't just go do things, just do them. Because the big thing is, and again, I learned this lesson a long time ago from Caleb, is that you got to have fun when you're doing it. And if you're doing these videos and they're not fun, you just need to stop.
Yeah.
Which means that sometimes you just don't join in on that. You just got to know where to go.
Yeah, that's true.
For us, I think we're learning better. And I'm saying that because we've learned the hard way sometimes. Yeah.
Brisket ready for barbecue this weekend.
That's what I was barbecuing.
Might not want to discuss that. Are you going to the Pine Cove Fest end of this month? I would love to meet you too, Carla, but we are probably not making it to the Pine Cone Fest. I think that's down further south here. We are not. Actually, we are going to actually be over with Jake and the other bunch of people at the Skillshare meetup. That's going to be September 10th down in Edom. And so I think it's still in Edom, and it's at the community center there. We have some more information coming, but if you want to know more about that, go check out Jake over at Nunny Texas in the back 20.
Let me tell you about this. And I don't know if Jake's in here still.
Oh, Ricky, I'm gonna have to go look at that. Ooh. And wait,
awesome.
Yes, Bar and Forge, spam timber. Why was I not informed of this? I may very well be an expert on spamology.
I may have to pick your brain.
Ooh, there you go.
Eric, wait. Why did
is that in your wheelhouse?
Why did Troy not say I have a story about that?
He probably does, actually. He doesn't eat spam. I don't think I've ever made spam. I don't think I've ever eaten spam.
I probably have eaten it as a kid.
Oh.
Dad being from West Virginia. I'm pretty sure I have.
Rich wants to know, so should I drop out of the Beauty Queen formal gown collaboration? Since it's not in his wheelhouse, maybe? I mean, maybe it's in your wheelhouse.
Who are we to say?
Yeah, Rich, yeah. I totally agree. We have 5 girls on the porch, so this one fits. There you go. Flicker Hill Homestead, down with the grilling right there. Well, look, smoking a prime rib roast. Hey, Casey, how are you?
Well, we did shoot our video.
Yes, we did our video.
Over the weekend.
Yep.
Some exciting things happened. We'll leave it at that.
Pork butt for Labor Day.
But I will say, well, I'll just leave it at that. But I will say that the meal that we prepared was pretty awesome. Oh, that's what I was going to say. Thank you, Liberty. So, Jake, I don't know if he's in here still or not. He may get mad at me for saying this, but
see, he has a great story about spam at a church camp.
But let me say this. So Jake was.
We're making the next time you come over, Liberty.
There were so many times that I talked to Monica about doing some sort of like meetup, but one of the things we try to do with our channel is try to make it educational. And so I had presented this thing to Monica, and
yes, he's here.
She like poo-pooed the idea, all this stuff.
I didn't poo-poo the idea. I spoke reality into the idea.
But we just never really were able to pull it together. And Jake went out on a limb and just put something together and said, this is what I'm going to do. If you haven't had a chance, go over. You can check it out on his channel.
Yep.
The advertisement, if you will. Just throw him up there for a minute there. So
go over to Nunny Texas in the back 20.
Yeah. And he's doing he's doing like a meetup. This is not a meetup just to like powwow and do videos. No,
it's a Skillshare meetup where we're going to learn other things. That's what I was calling it.
Is that what he called it?
I think he mentioned it's a Skillshare. It's like a Skillshare meetup. It's a meetup where you can get together and learn skills and discuss preparedness. It's just a homesteading preparedness meetup. It's not, hey, we're here because we're on Instagram or YouTube or social media. It's not any of that. It is a Skillshare preparedness homesteading get together to meet like-minded people and to be able to, oh my goodness, my nose is so itchy. That's what happens when I take a shower and dry my face out right before I get online. Woo!
How dare you take a shower?
My nose is so itchy. I use a different moisturizer on my face tonight, so I think it's itching to me. Anyway, it's a really cool skill set meetup. I'm really excited because there's going to be different stuff going on. There's going to be canning going on. There's going to be all kinds of really great things to learn, homesteading preparedness, and I'm excited about going and checking it out.
And I don't know if there's any room left because a rather large channel got wind of this, and then they basically told people, go check him out. He got a ton of emails, a ton of feedback in a matter of minutes. And so I don't know if there's more room. I don't know about that. But the reason why I wanted to bring it up was because this is a good reason to push through. If it's on your heart to do things like that, go and do it.
Yeah.
I mean, this is going to be awesome. I mean, to have such quick turnaround like this. And hey, I'm just glad my name's not on it, because if it doesn't work out real well,
it's going to be amazing. I'm excited. You can see the Lord working in this and putting things together and pulling it together. Yeah, I know, Rich. I feel like I literally put something on my face I shouldn't. I may have to go wash my face again. My nose is so itchy. I put a new moisturizer on my face and I'm feeling itchy now. This is not good. I usually don't have any issues with this. So my nose is super itchy tonight. And I'm not sure why. Woo!
Well, people won't stop.
Hey, David Corey, how are you?
Hey, man, what's going on?
There will be over 100 folks there. Yeah, I'm really excited about it.
It's going to be really exciting. And, this is fun for us, too, to be a part of that. Thankfully, Jake was willing to let us be part of it, which was pretty cool.
Hi, Dakota. How are you? Hello, great people. How are you doing? Better than pepper oil. This is true. better than pepper oil.
Was she the one?
Yeah,
that
she's the
put
like the pepper
go get
oil.
some sour cream and just dump it on your face.
I might have to.
Or
I do have a Costco sized sour cream in there, I think.
Well, if you got Costco size, you can just take the lid off and just dip your face in it.
Like what's it called? What's the movie with Robin Williams where he dipped his face
Miss
in the
Doubtfire. Are we going back to the movies again?
Yeah, there you go. Ragweed time in here in Minnesota. My allergies are going crazy. Yeah, something is definitely going. Hey, Angela, how are you in Tennessee tonight? Visiting with your daughter. So glad you made it there safely. Oh my goodness. Yeah. Do I know Angela?
Yeah.
Yes, she is from the co-op. She also was on here last weekend. She's the one that did the sign language class. And this year, she's doing a Minute to Win It class, and the kids are excited about that. John,
wait, that's homeschooling?
Yeah, that's the homeschooling co-op. Yeah.
Are there like wagers on the games?
No. Okay. Well, knowing Angela, she probably has some kind of like cookies or something for coconut oil is the best for the skin. I agree, and yeah, I will probably have to go wash my face and coconut oil it or something because it's really itchy. Hey, Southern Roots by Sherry, how are you? Sorry, I'm like really struggling. My face is so itchy right now.
Why don't you go take care of yourself?
I might have to in a second. Oh my goodness.
I can tell a story about spam.
You have a story about spam?
No.
You're not Troy.
No, but I do have stories about the Vienna sausages.
Vienna sausages? No. Harvey Black, how are you?
You know Vienna sausages are off the chain.
What's your story about Vienna sausages?
It wasn't a good one. I was just saying. I remember
trying.
I remember as a kid when we would go out up in the mountains of West Virginia, and specifically when we went four-wheeling. If Scott's still in here, he may remember this too. And there was like 4 or 5 four-wheelers, maybe 4, and we were paired up. So each of us were like with uncles or something like that. Mm-hmm. And, we stopped off on one of the mountains and had some like canned baked beans.
Okay.
And the little Vienna sausages. you know what I'm talking? Have you had them before?
Yeah, I'm laughing at Troy because he said, "Hey, y'all, I'm going to head out and do a remake of Last Night and Sleep." He said, "Or
it won't be as good."
He said, "Or is it a sequel, part 2?"
No, the sequel is if you had a nap earlier.
No, just stop.
Isn't that this?
Oh my gosh!
Come on, that's a sequel.
No. Anyway, finish talking about your Vienna sausages. Good night, Troy.
Are you going to cry because he's leaving?
No. My face is
What
so
is
itchy.
Wrong with you?
My face is itchy.
You need to go get it.
We used to go eat Vienna sausages all the time as a kid. That's probably what's wrong with me. My grandma used to pull Vienna sausages out of her purse and give us grandkids a snack. One of the best memories. Wait, what was she having?
Whoa.
Liberty. Did she have like a baggie in her purse?
Wait. Do you know that Liberty used to carry canned goods in her purse?
Liberty used to carry canned goods in her purse? I guess that's where she gets it from her grandma. Pull a can of Vienna sausages out?
I think that was her. Let's see if she answers back over here.
My grandmother was one. Her younger sister told her to have a milky soft skin, get fresh cow poo and put it on her face until it dried. She did. And when it dried, she looked like a prune face for weeks. That is the most horrible thing. Oh my gosh. Well, thanks for popping in and saying hello, Dakota. I'm going back to lurking, making hubby dinner and garlic bread. Yum. That sounds amazing. You need to talk to the Hansons about spam since they lived in Hawaii. This is true. Cheaper to buy canned chicken breast than buying it fresh right here now. Yes, I understand that too. Hey, Wayne, how are you? Oh my gosh. Southern Boy Prepper, how are you tonight?
What's going on?
Okay, so finish your story about the Vienna sausages.
Anyway, no, I mean, we were just up on the mountaintop, and that's... Well, I'm waiting for Liberty to say...
She said, yeah, she would carry a can of beans.
There you go. I heard that about her.
Why would she carry beans in her purse?
I don't know. You got to ask her. I'm not the one telling her to do it.
Hey, Jeannie, how are you? Wait. Yeah, Liberty, why do you carry a can of beans in your purse?
Does anybody else carry things like that? I mean, is that like a thing?
In their purse or backpack?
Now, I mean, when we had little kids, obviously, we had like the little snacks and stuff that you would carry for...
Good call. Look, right here. Gwen says, probably for self-defense. Swing a purse with a can of beans, knock someone out. Right there. Abby says, for a weapon. There
Is that Abby, her sister?
Yeah, that's her sister.
Okay.
For a weapon. She carries it for a weapon. Guess it's cheaper than pepper spray, maybe? I mean, like...
And if you hit them hard enough, it opens, and then you can have...
Then you can have a meal after you knock them out. I have a Minnesota conceal carry for a can of beans. Oh, my goodness.
That's funny.
Okay, you going to finish your...
No, I mean, it wasn't much of a
Vienna
story.
Sausages?
My grandma used to have
the
a whole can
and pull it out.
For what? She still hasn't answered why. Is it for a weapon?
Not for a grandma. Look, Carla said my grandma used to line her purse with a Ziploc bag before we went out to eat an all-you-can-eat can buffet, like an all-you-can-eat buffet. So do you remember you remember Mama, right?
Yes.
So we went to.
You need to go get your face taken care of.
I will.
You're driving me crazy.
My grandmother carried beans and corn for emergency and defense. They actually teach self-defense classes for women using a purse. See? That's smart.
Okay.
Oh, that's the expression, bean them. You're going to bean them on the head.
Nuh-uh.
Oh, my goodness. That's
Harvey
awesome.
Black, are you kidding me right now? Is that what that is?
Amazing. See? Right there. So Wayne said she was a Holocaust survivor, his grandmother, and they would carry bean and corns for emergency and self-defense. You have to be careful. Some states don't allow concealed cans. No. Maybe she's going to get that game show that asks for weird items and pays you and she wants to be prepared. This is true.
Wait, did you just read that one?
No, I read them both.
Oh.
You have to be careful. Some states don't allow concealed cans.
That's funny.
Gotta wonder where stove their head came from. Maybe. Oh, wait. This reminds me of a scene in Bad Boy where they loaded the pillowcase with pop cans in the prison fight. See, that's the thing.
You think Liberty was in prison?
She could have been.
Huh.
I carried a Bush's baked beans in my purse because it's 1, good self-defense. 2, if I get stranded, I could eat them for survival beans. And 3, it's cool to say that I carry beans in my purse. Well, there you go. It's been a big talking point in college, just saying.
Okay.
Very nice. Okay. Very nice.
So switching gears for a second. I wanted to say something real fast. I don't know if he's still in here. I'll probably embarrass him by doing this. But I wanted to say this because, a lot of times when you see things in the world, it's like the bad things people focus on all the time. And I just I meant to say this last week. I didn't get a chance. So this week I wanted to say it.
Yeah.
As everybody knows, the hay situation is absolutely absurd. The cost of hay is crazy. Trying to find it is crazy. Down here in Texas, you have it coming from out of state, most likely, unless you know somebody. And even if you know somebody, they probably don't have enough to share with you anyway.
Yeah.
Yes. Thank you, Carla.
I'm going to go. I'm going to go wash my face. I'll go before our guests get in here because my guests are coming in 10 minutes. So I will go. Oh, look, Drop said they got tons of hay up there. We just need to go visit him.
Yeah, we got to make a quick drive up to Washington State. Okay, anyway, but what I wanted to say was that Troy over at Bar Run Forge.
He's gone, so you won't embarrass him now.
Okay.
I'm in my PJ pants. Not anybody see me.
Well,
that's what happens when I put my PJs on ahead of time. Don't look at my PJs.
Finally, I got some camera time back. Am I right? Anyway, yeah, thank you, Rich. I appreciate that. Yes, sir. So anyway, it's been tough trying to find hay. Thankfully, we have finally found some. The Lord has provided everything that we needed through a nice gentleman on the eastern side of Texas, close to the Louisiana border. But before that, I had Troy up at Bar Run Forge that had reached out to me and basically offered that if I wanted to bring the herd up and put them on his property for a period of time, because he was either going to cut and bale or he would let me use the property. And I just want to say that, that's the kindness of Troy and his Christ-like behavior of constantly trying to do for others. And I couldn't even say thanks enough for that. I mean, it's not really feasible because of the distance for us, but to know that there are still people out there that are doing those nice things, those kind things for people, putting himself on the back burner in order to help somebody. And look, the thing is that Troy and I, we've talked several times via cell phone calls. We've texted back and forth. We've emailed a few times, but it's not like we've grown up around each other or know each other really well. And for him to be willing to do that, I just thought was super, super nice. And so I just wanted to give him a shout out and highlight that for a minute for people to know that there are some people out there still doing nice things for other people. So We were going to get a hay delivery last night. Actually, this was kind of an interesting story. So because of the amount of hay we're trying to get, we wound up having to get a gentleman, a truck driver that is pulling. It's an 18-wheeler that he's driving, opposed to like a hot shot rig where they bring like 25 round bales. And a round bale, for those who don't know, they're basically 5 feet tall by about 6 feet in diameter, and then about 4 or 5 feet wide. So an 18-wheeler can carry 40 of them. And I was prepared. I basically came home, get myself ready to be able to pull this hay off the trailer. And the thing is that my tractor is not a huge tractor, so I'm going to have to basically start at the back and pull it off and let the other ones on top start rolling off. And this guy that was supposed to be at my house at 5:30, 6 o'clock texted me to tell me that the 5:30, 6 o'clock was going to be pushed back to 7:30. And then it got pushed back to 9 o'clock at night. And it's starting to get dark around the 8:15, 8:30 mark around here. And I told them last night when he was coming, he said, well, I'll be there at 9 o'clock. He said, I'm leaving Shreveport, Louisiana right now. And I was like, dude, I said, if you get here any later than 9 o'clock, and I have to be out there working, because I'm assuming it's going to take probably a good hour, maybe a little longer, to unload this entire trailer. My neighbors, which are older folks, by the way, are not going to be happy knowing that I'm running a diesel tractor, I don't know, 30 yards away from their house, because I can't, the 18-wheeler can't come into my property because I have gates and stuff like that. He can't fit. So we have to do it out in the street. And anyway, so I told him no. So I didn't know if that meant we weren't going to get any hay at all, but he was able to schedule. So we actually have 2 back-to-back loads coming.
Yeah.
It'll be on Saturday and then Sunday. And so we're going to have a ton of hay sit in our front yard, and we're so thankful.
Rich, you're going to get it. He said, I was watching your video analytics and your ratings just soared for 5 minutes.
Yeah. So true. Anyway, so let's see, what size hay bales do I have? They're basically like a 5x5, roughly 5x5x5, 5x6, something like that. They're roughly dry. They're about 1,000 pounds.
Hey, it's hay. Yeah, getting some hay.
So this is Bar Run Forge. Go over and take a look at them. They do blacksmithing and stuff like that, but
they're awesome.
Really awesome, God-fearing man. And as I said, I can't say enough good things about him. Let's see.
So I wanted to share because
we have taken in other animals in our pastures many times over the years.
That was rude.
Yeah, that means a lot. And for Monica and I, even if I wanted to, I couldn't do that. I don't have the grass to do that. We've helped out, I guess, a little bit with like sheep and stuff like that.
And goats, our friends, yeah.
As you've seen, and that's a little bit easier, more manageable, because we do have at least our front yard that we can let them go out and graze. But if we don't have all the extra animals, and
it's like your home tractor, what size tractor do you have?
And I think it's like a 35 horsepower.
Do you roll? Hey, 9-acre family farm, how are you? What do you put? Do you roll out your round bales or put them in a ring? We put them in a hay ring. We have tried doing different things. Eric actually built a hay square out of wood, and that worked for a little bit of time. But we have found that the hay rings really do help keep the hay from being wasted so much better than just putting them out there or unrolling them or doing any of that. It's just better to put them in the hay rings, and it's worth the money to be able to buy a hay ring if you have the money to do it, for sure.
Hey, Cottonwood Ranch.
Hey, Raquel, how are you?
So I will say too, I've seen people roll them out, and I don't know that I'm a huge fan of that, just because I don't have enough cows to eat it all at one time.
Thanks, Rich.
But the problem that we would have, and this is why we wound up building first. We built the wood ring, and then we went to the metal ring that we purchased.
Yeah.
But we did that because they'll pull all the hay down and then they just lay in it, and the cows won't touch it for some reason.
They're a bunch of jerks.
They are.
Got a lot of hay for sale around here. Just drove by several farms yesterday. We took the cat to the vet. Yeah. So I wanted to share because I was super excited. So the past few weeks, when I left to go on my vacation and I left Eric here, while I was gone, I procured a baby sheep, a little lamb that needed help. And so when it becomes a mob when you have 100 cows, I just had to roll them out. That was Raquel. That makes sense. And Dakota says, don't roll them out. It gets wasted. I think it just depends on how many cows you have. It does make sense when you have a lot of them. Yes, Stony Ridge Farm is always rolling out his hay. We round them out with the horse rescue because there were so many dominant horses. And that makes sense when you have such a large group. It definitely makes sense to kind of do that if you have that many. But
I'll say too, though, that with our cows, so because of the amount we have, we never just put one round bale out. So the more dominant cows kind of like push the littler ones out, and the little ones will go onto the other side. Mm-hmm. So they usually work it out pretty well. But
yeah, we don't have that many that we have to roll it out, really.
No, but the other thing is too, like those mean ones, I won't keep them. If they have bad attitudes,
they gone. That's what happened to one of our kids we had. We used to have 9 kids. We're like, you're out. Get out. No, I'm just joking.
Anyway, okay, so Monica.
So I got a baby lamb.
Took another lamb.
And I was still in.
She told me.
I was still in South Carolina when I got this lamb. And so.
You were in Ohio.
I was in Ohio when I got the lamb. I got home. I met the lamb for like 2 days, got a chance to love on it. And then I had to roll out again to go to South Carolina.
You didn't have to.
Yes, I did, because I already promised my mom I could, that I was coming. Oh, by the way, it says Monica on Bland's Promise Lady Ranch tonight, by the way.
What?
You didn't write both of our names on there. I just realized. Anyway.
All the new people coming in.
They're like, wow, just Monica.
She's possessive.
Just Monica. Anyway, I guess we were also poor farmers and didn't have money for feeders. I became a competition to see who was strong enough to roll the bale up by hand. Well, that makes sense too.
That's
and we couldn't roll. We didn't have enough for the rings right away either. It was one of those things we've kind of just worked up to. But anyway, so he got rid of my lamb before I could get home from South Carolina. He sold it. I appreciate him for that. But I didn't even get a chance to say goodbye to it. Like, couldn't have held it off a week or something.
Why? You only saw it for 2 days? Why didn't you say goodbye to it?
I was excited because it was another baby that I could raise and hand rear and bleh. Anyway.
I'm starting to really be concerned about you.
I told him, I've been begging him for a couple weeks now. My sister had a whole litter. Is it a litter? Yeah, I think it's a litter of kittens born to her. Not really a barn cat, just an outdoor cat, one of her feral cats that they kind of just adopted about 6 months ago, maybe 8 months ago. They've had it kind of running around. She was like, we are not getting a cat. We are not feeding this cat. And then she was like, okay, we have to feed this cat. It needs some attention. And so the cat would come around, they would feed the cat. And the cat has had 2 litters of kittens within the past, like literally 6 months.
What's the gestation
And Sharon
period?
said, I love on it for you. I know Sharon took care of it for me. That little baby lamb. And she did such a good job. I'm glad that you had that. I'm glad that Sharon had that opportunity. I'm glad that you had the opportunity to be able to not take care of it so she could.
I felt bad for Mom. I'm going to be honest with you. I felt bad for her.
It's hard when you have to see it go.
Because when I made the deal to sell him, I just texted Mom and Dad, and I was like, "Oh, by the way, the first lamb that we had."
He's just now becoming concerned.
We called
a long time to learn. Sorry,
we called the first lamb Sean.
Yeah,
Sean the sheep.
Sean the sheep.
Right. So Dad decided to name this little lamb, the new one, Connery. So
like Sean Connery.
Sean Connery. You just say one name, and you got both of them there. You know what I mean?
So yes, Carla, Monica just needs something to nurture. Hurry up with the grandkids and you won't need new animals. This is true, but I am not going to pressure my only child that's married to hurry up and have kids. I want him and Emma to have kids when they're ready.
Yeah.
And if they want kids or if they can or can't, whatever it is.
We probably ruined it for all of our kids. They're like, I don't want
We're never having kids. No, I think they want kids, but I'm not going to do that and rush people. So yeah, she said it was fun taking care of him. It was sad when he had to leave. So anyway, my sister has these litters of kittens and she has been like, you should take one, take 2, take a few, take a handful, take a bunch. And I was like, Eric, I should get a kitten. We need an indoor cat. He's like, we got 4 cats outside. Just go grab one and bring it in. And I'm like, it's different. Once you have an outside cat, we have barn cats. We have 3 girls and 1 boy. They're all spayed and neutered. They're all handled. They're all taken care of. but they're outside cats. What are you like sad about? You're like face off.
No,
they're all taken care of very well, but they're outside and they stay outside because they do their job outside. Well, we oftentimes have issues in the winter with mice in the house here. We have the past few years we have. And so I told him, I said, we should get one for the winter because we should get one because I need a cat. We need a cat. He's like, why do you want a cat? I was like, because I want a cat. I want to snuggle it and love it and baby it.
No, yeah, let's be real clear. This had nothing to do with winter. Nothing to do with winter.
And look, honestly,
zero to do with
cats
winter.
are so much easier to take care of than puppies and dogs because I have a big dog and she's amazing. Hey, Blue, how are you? And so I love my dog.
She's a moment.
See, look right there. Understand. I understand mom, though. She's had a new baby every year for like 18 years or something. So it's not weird having a baby in the house. It is very true. And I understand. Good night, Flicker Hill Homestead. Thank you for coming in. And see, look, Raquel, I was sitting at my table and a mouse ran into the kitchen 2 days ago. Mice are my roommates. Well, I don't want any more mice in here. I'm good without them, and I don't want to keep bringing outside
Can
cats
you just
inside.
Get to this? Good grief!
Well, I'm waiting for our guest to come on too, so I want to make sure. Anyway, so on Monday, I think it was a very educated and thoughtful decision. Yay, new kitty. So on Monday, Eric said if I wanted a kitten, and if a kitten would make me happy, I could have one. So
no,
I
think what I said was if I don't make you happy and you need to get a kitten.
That's not what you said. You said if a kitten would look how pretty she is. Isn't she so pretty? Look. Oh, wee baby. See? Isn't she just the beautifulest thing? That's a word now. She's just the most beautiful thing. She's so sweet. And she just sits on us and she just gets loved. The kids, I don't think the kids have actually let her lay down. I mean, like get on the floor and actually walk for more than maybe 10 minutes the entire day. Every day. Like she's barely touched the floor. She touches the floor to go to the bathroom, to eat and drink, and that's it. She's back in someone's arms, like constantly. They just love her. And she is the sweetest little thing. Yes, see the little M for Mauser on her forehead. Did you see the little M on her forehead?
Who?
M for Mauser. The baby, look. Her name's Winnie. We're calling her Winnie. That's what I'm calling her. Is that a meat cat? Not a meat cat. Look at the M. See the M on her forehead? Little M.
Ew, that's weird. I never saw that before.
She's Monica's cat. M for Monica. Monica's cat. She's so tiny. I don't want to lose her. That's the thing too. So I had her. She was sitting in my son Elijah's lap, and I walk in. I said, "Where's the cat?" He said, she was right here. And I'm like, "You lost her?" He's like, "No, she's right here, Mom." Where is she? She had left the room and went into the dining room. Was in the corner, just meowing. He was like, "Oh, she was just right here. I saw her." I was like, "Yeah, you lost her." So anyone need a screeching parrot? No parrots. We don't need birds in the house. No, we're good. But no, this is not a meat cat. This is a baby sweet cat that's going to lay and sleep and mouse the house inside. And she is the sweetest thing. She just falls asleep.
So here's the thing, Ruddy. The reason why we have 4 outdoor cats.
It is an M for Mouser.
Is because we originally had 3, and then they had to have an indoor cat.
We tried, but we
brought him in.
Yeah.
And then one thing after another. So now he's outside. Well,
he's also a very long-haired cat. He is not a tabby? I don't know what he is. I
don't know nothing about no cat.
He's an orange cat. He's like an orange hair. He looks like
Garfield.
He looks like Garfield because he's so fat and he's got long hair and he's the sweetest thing ever.
He's lazy.
But he is not as active as my 3 girls are. My 3 girls will catch you a mouse in a heartbeat.
She's trying to be politically correct on this by saying that what did you say he was?
He's a sweetheart.
No,
he's a fatty.
He's a big one.
He's a fatty.
let me tell you about. We'll bring our guests up in just a minute. Let me tell you this quick story. So we were out in the barn, and I heard the squeaking of the rabbits. Or no, sorry, the squeaking of mice in our barn stall where all of our firewood is kept. Mm-hmm. And I say, you know what? Because out of all the cats, this one that was in the house for a period of time is the nicest one, or not nicest, but the easiest to pick up.
Oh, the other girls are easy.
So I went over and picked them up, walked them out to the wood stall, sat him in the wood stall, and just faced him directly to where the squeaky sound was. Mm-hmm. That old boy turned his head like this, and then he turned around and walked out of the stall. And I'm like, "What are you doing?" So then, fast forward a couple months, when Monica was up in Ohio, and the kids were with me at that point in time. I was out in the barn or out in the garden watering, and when I was
kitty cat, bye-bye.
when I was watering, I saw this mouse run across the front of my feet, and I told Abigail. She went out there and got the different one, not the fat, lazy one.
She got one of the girls.
She got one of the girls.
Ricky.
Thank you, Ricky, for coming in, man.
Congratulations.
And she took that cat out there. She's like, where was it? And I said, he walked right over there. She put him right on the path. Right. And she like just kind of like looked for a second, and then she disappeared. And I'm like, oh, another one is not doing her job.
Yep.
About 5 minutes later, this cat was sitting at the front side of the garden, you know, being all like psychotic and like slapping the mouse around and like throwing it up in the air. And I was like, man, that cat knows what's up.
It's true. She's a good mouser.
So I don't know if there's like a difference between male and female and like which ones hunt better. I don't know. Go ahead.
A good mouser.
You got the floor.
All right. So we are going to bring our guests up because it's 9:05 and we're running late now. Okay. So tonight's guests are Baker Hill Farm. So let's have Justin and Baygent come up to.
Hey guys.
Hi.
Hey, how are you?
Good. How are y'all?
Doing great. It's nice to see you. It's nice to meet you finally. So Justin and Baygent, you guys actually know Eric's brother and sister-in-law because they lived in the same, I guess, were you in the same community or how did you guys meet?
We met them when they were, when your brother was in the military and they were stationed here. We started going to church together. So we met them at church and then actually developed a pretty good relationship with them. So we consider them good friends.
That's awesome. Yeah, Amy, my sister-in-law, she texted me earlier this week. She was like, I heard you're having a Justin and Baygent on the channel. And I was like, yes, I'm so excited because I have to say, I definitely, if anybody that's on here knows, I kind of fangirl over things sometimes. And I absolutely love your Instagram account. I love watching your reels that you do. I think they're amazing. And I love watching all your prepper stuff. I just like watching what you're saying because it's so much good content. Like you have so much good content. And I didn't even know you had a YouTube channel until just recently. And I was like, oh my gosh, they have a YouTube channel too. And so that's when I was like, okay, I have to ask them to come up here because you have such good, valuable content that I wanted to make sure other people saw you too. I mean, people are obviously seeing you because you have a great Instagram following. And your YouTube is almost you're like 850 or something like that. I think I checked on it earlier because I was looking at your channel. And you've got, well over 846 subscribers. And I was just like, this is awesome. I love watching you guys. So I'm excited to see you guys here and to kind of meet you in person. So thank you for being here tonight.
Oh, well, thanks for having us.
Yeah, we appreciate it. And like I said, it's nice to meet y'all too. We've heard a lot about y'all and y'all's little farm y'all got going over there way before we ever had land and had animals. We were hearing about y'all's operation. So it's cool to be able to link up like this.
Well, so for everybody in the chat who doesn't know who you guys are, can you explain a little bit about what you do on your YouTube and on your Instagram and kind of what you do on your farm and share with us a little bit who you are?
Yeah, we kind of our mindset to begin with was a home-based lifestyle. So, homeschooling, we homeschool. All of our food, or the majority of our food, is homegrown, and then all of our recipes are homemade. So we really like the idea of a home-based lifestyle. So that's what we kind of try to promote through our Instagram and our YouTube.
I like that home-based. I really like when you said that. That makes so much sense too, because I think that so many people are trying to get to that point and they don't have the right words to say it. Home-based really does make a lot of sense because sometimes you think, oh, well, I don't have hundreds of acres. I can't be a homesteader. But maybe sometimes the word we're looking for is home-based because we want to really know what's in our food, what we're eating, what we're putting into our bodies, and what we're doing with our kids. And home-based is really kind of the right word in that sense for a lot of people.
Right. And we have a lot of people that make that comment too. Well, I don't have the land, or I don't have the ability to do what y'all are doing. And Baygent's had some great opportunities interacting with people on Instagram in the comments and just saying, look, you don't need all this land to be able to grow your own food or be able to use, quality ingredients in your recipes, and you can take steps even if you do have a small backyard or even a balcony to grow food and to provide nutrition to your family. So that's what we're all about. You don't have to have a lot of acreage to do what we're doing per se.
Yeah. Now, what kind of land do you have?
We moved here 2 years ago. It's 10, somewhere between 10 and 11 acres, and it's mainly pasture land, a few scattered trees. So we really bought it with the intention of having animals and livestock. So all the growing she does, I say she does, we do, but she's the main gardener. Everything we do, the food we put in the pantry, I mean, we use a very minimal amount of our land at this point. So, our garden is big, but compared to our 10 acres, it's tiny. So, so you really can do a lot with little.
Yeah, that's probably the biggest misconception on our Instagram is people thinking that they have to have the acreage, but there's so many ways to grow a lot of food in a small space when you utilize just so much technology that we have today. Because a lot of our channel, we really love to highlight the old way of doing things and the beauty in that and just the knowledge they had that we've kind of put by the wayside. But modern day, there is a lot of good too, like the vertical gardening, the green stock garden systems, like raised beds and cattle panels for trellises. So that's something that, even though we have the space, we do want to show how to grow if you don't have the space, because a lot of people don't.
Yeah.
I think that's one of the things the other day I was, here, we'll do a shameless plug again. Monica's on a podcast called Around the Hay Bales. Anyway, no, but I was listening to one of the previous ones, and it was talking about homesteading and, what that means. And even I think someone had recently commented, didn't they, about, that you're not a real homesteader.
Yeah, somebody made a comment that we were on our Hay Bale page or whatever, that we weren't real homesteader because we weren't actually claiming land via the Homestead Act. Yeah. And so we're not real homesteaders, and we're actually appropriating a term that we shouldn't be using. And I was like, oh, excuse me.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's, we've learned some things like that too, since we've been on, social media. These people will find you and they will let you know what you're doing wrong. Yeah. And so, homesteading has people use it, it's kind of a buzzword these days, but we didn't go out and in the frontier and homestead our land, but I had to buy it. I had to buy my land, but at the same time, we've run into some people like that too that kind of want to correct us on our terminology and what we're doing around here. But that's okay. That's the internet for you.
And we're
but I think that if you want to look at the fact that yes, you purchased your own land, outside of that, isn't it about the same? The amount of work that you have to put into the farm every single day, even the days that your body hurts or you're not feeling well, or your family abandons you and goes on vacation and leaves you there all by yourself, all those sorts of things.
Yeah, now you got to do all that work plus pay your mortgage.
Yeah. So to me, we are homesteaders. The homesteading to me is a way of life. Back to what she said, providing for your family with what you have, with your land, whether that's a garden, whether that's animals. We really try to be home based, and with it, our food, our work, our family right here at the house. And that, to me, that's what homesteading is about.
Well, I think that was a thing too. And Monica's looking up the actual definition, which I thought was pretty interesting when she.
So it said, so the modern day definition of homesteading is the people's desire to reconnect with their food source and live a more self-sufficient lifestyle. And so I think that's one of the things we encourage people to do too, even like from our podcast platform and other places. I've always been saying to people, you can be an apartment steader. You can be, you're still a homesteader. Maybe you're in an apartment, maybe you're in a townhome, maybe you're in a suburban community where you have a back porch. You can still grow your food where you are. And if you feel that you can't grow it, you can still shop local and support the people that are growing it in your community, because there's always local farmers, so many places around. Jason and Amy are in here. Amy's excited, and she looks oddly like Jason tonight. It's kind of weird. But yeah, I mean, it's important to be able to show this part of things so that you can encourage people. My mom called me yesterday, and she lives in Maryland in a suburbs. And she said, Monica, I need to let you know. She said, when you left here in August, you left some tomatoes that your friend Casey, who lives in Georgia, he had given you. So I had visited Casey, got some tomatoes, took them to her house and threw them in the freezer. Well, I had forgotten about them, and she took them home to Maryland. So she calls me yesterday and says, I have to tell you, those tomatoes, I threw them in some soup, and they were the best tomatoes I've had in a dozen years. I mean, like, it's been so long since I've had really good tomatoes. And I was so excited for her because she doesn't get fresh tomatoes. She said, all I get is what they grow in the store, and I don't like that. And I was like, Mom, why don't you try to grow a container like tomato plant? Just grow it in a container, grow it on your back porch next year. And she was like, well, I guess I could. And I was like, yeah, you can. And it was just like a revelation hit her. Like, she could grow her own tomatoes. And I'm like, yeah, what's stopping you? Just put it in a container and grow the variety that will work in a container, and get it moving. And naturally, I can help you with some ideas for natural fertilizer and to get it moving, and you'll be fine. And she was like, oh, okay. And it was excited to hear that excitement in her voice. I was excited to hear that excitement in her voice, because now she's thinking, oh, I can do this too. I can have fresh tomatoes. And, baby steps, I feel like, right?
Yeah, you have to start where you're at. And I think from what we've noticed with interacting with people's comments, it's easy to get overwhelmed. And we remember being there. And it's easy to look at someone's pantry who has put back 100 jars of a food in the past month and be like, oh, I just can't do that. Or look at someone's garden that's they've been working on for years and say, well, that's just too much. Before we moved out here, we lived in the city, and we had a small city lot, small house in the city in a neighborhood, but our mindset was already transitioning to, this way of life even before we got out here. So I built Baygent, 3 8x8 or 5x5.
I think they were 5x5.
Yeah. Raised beds, not even a raised bed, really just 2x4 framed on the ground. And
I built one of them, and I did it wrong, so you built the other.
Yeah. So, and that's how we started gardening, and then that was like, for me, it was too much. I'm like, this is you. I don't know anything about this, and that's where we were. So at that moment, those little bitty raised beds were huge, and fast forward to where we are now, we've slowly expanded and learned and grown, and that's what it takes. It just doesn't happen overnight. So I would encourage anyone that's interested in growing their own food or living this type of lifestyle is to just start small and learn as you go, because that's what we're doing. We're still learning. We make mistakes, and we have failures every day. So that's how it goes.
Well, I think that is like the true heart of a homesteader / farmer. I think it was one of the people in the chat had said that in the old days, these people were just called farmers.
Yeah.
They didn't have a specific title.
Jeannie. It was Jeannie Lipsky.
Yeah. And
she said back in the day, our family was just called farmers, but they always did what everyone calls homesteading.
Right. Yep. And that's the thing for me, growing up around my grandfather that did raise his own garden. I mean, he was old by the time I was old enough to understand really what he was doing. And somebody in his, late 70s into his 80s that still had a fairly good sized garden. It was just a way of life. And I think that that's where a lot of people have this big disconnect, and they feel like because they're not already in it or involved in it, they just kind of chalk it up as something I don't do because I don't know how to.
Yeah.
Right.
And one of the ladies that I work with, she's, when we first started working together, she got in one of our lives, and Monica was telling a story about something that she had picked off of the vine, and Monica was just so excited. I was excited because I don't remember what it was, but it was like one of the first times we have grown whatever it was. And the next day at work, this girl asked me, she's like, do you guys really get that excited when you pick stuff off the vine?
Yeah.
And I said, you know what? There's a big difference of going to the grocery store and picking something off the shelf compared to something that you've put your sweat and your blood, sweat, and tears into. And when you pick it off yourself and you feel that sense of accomplishment, you just can't beat that.
Right.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So on that note, what is your favorite thing to harvest in your yard right now? What's your favorite thing that's out there that you enjoy harvesting, that you like to see it when it comes to being ready to go?
So not the actual favorite to eat, but the favorite to harvest is what you're saying.
Yeah. What's your favorite to harvest? Because I think there's a difference sometimes.
Yeah, there definitely is. Yeah.
Well, I would say tomatoes, but that's just because I don't have any this year. So it would be nice to have them. But my favorite thing to grow, like the whole process, grow and harvest, would definitely be garlic, because it's so easy. It's just simple, and you don't have to fool with it. So it's fun.
As far as harvesting goes, I'm going with sweet potatoes. That was fun.
Oh that was fun.
Yeah, we had 252 pounds of sweet potatoes we harvested this year, and that was a blast. I didn't get to get in on the white potato harvest. They did it. Yeah, they did it while I was at work, so I got to dig up the sweet potatoes, and to me, it was like a treasure hunt. I loved it.
It's like a treasure hunt.
Yeah, because they go everywhere. You plant them, you plant them in your nice little rows, and then when you dig them up, they're just.
You don't know where they're going to be.
They're everywhere. They don't grow in rows.
Well, I was just looking at your thumbnails. I haven't got a chance to watch all the videos that I actually want to watch. So I've got like a list of some of the ones I want to watch of yours. And I saw that it was that storing 252 pounds of sweet potatoes. And I'm like, what? Yeah. That's crazy.
It was a lot.
So we didn't realize, this is our first year of growing sweet potatoes. We're not pros at this. So they were doing well. The vines were still green and I mean, kind of taking over the garden. And we went out there one day to just check on them to see if they might be ready to harvest. And they were giant. I mean, they were coming out of the ground. One of them was 6 pounds, just one potato.
Yeah, so we did a video on all of it, like our reaction when we found the
That's cool.
Potato coming out of the ground.
Yeah. So we end up, just deciding right then, hey, we got to dig these up. So it was a fun little process. Now, I would say my favorite to eat would be the okra. I love okra, but it is not my favorite to harvest because, one, I'm short, and those plants grow like 8-9 feet tall. And two, if you ever picked okra, they're prickly. They get you. So.
Yeah, we don't have okra. We don't grow okra here because none of our people enjoy it. And I have not tried it. I have a friend that had some pickled okra, and she was like, "You should try it." And I'm like, yeah, I'm okay. I don't know.
I was going to say fry it, but.
If you chop it and roast it like you would like carrots or potatoes, like 400 degrees olive oil, like some Tony's or whatever seasoning, and just roast it for like 20 minutes, it kind of crisps up and it's so good.
Okay.
So what's the taste comparison? Because I've heard there's a lot of mouthfeel going on with okra, and I'm just not sure my people can handle it.
That's if you boil it or if it's in like soup, then it gets slimy. It's not like that if you roast it.
I don't do slimy okra. I won't eat it. So it's got to be.
Yeah, I've heard it's slimy, and I'm like, yeah, I don't know. That's why when my friend offered me pickled okra, I'm like, no, I'm good. Thank you, though. You're such a sweet person.
You can't go wrong frying it. You batter it up and fry it.
Like in fish fry?
I mean, everything's good fried, I know, but that's the way to go for me.
Okay, so I just want to say real quick, Jason commenting on
Tony's. It was
Tony's.
Amy. Amy said the bakers are the one who introduced us to Tony's.
Yeah, well, that if you say Tony's, everybody knows that you're from Louisiana. Put it that way.
Yeah.
I don't even think that.
Yeah, so I didn't know, I'm born and raised right here in Northwest Louisiana, and
I was born in Texas.
Yeah, she is from Texas. So I didn't realize until.
Wait, so she went to the dark side?
Yeah. So we took a family trip. We were married and had kids. I went up to Tennessee and culture shock. We went to the grocery store looking for Tony's, couldn't find any, and so had no idea that was a Louisiana thing.
Yeah, they're like, here's Old Bay, and we're like, what?
Yeah, so Tony's is a staple. I mean, that's you put it on everything.
Well, I remember back when after Scott had went to school in Louisiana, Sharon and Dave.
That's my oldest.
Scott
brother.
is the oldest brother.
Okay.
Yeah. So after he had been, because he went to Louisiana Tech, and so he had lived in Louisiana for a few years, and they had visited and they had gotten some Tonys and they had brought some home. And I remember Sharon was looking for it, and they didn't have it in the store, I think, for a while there. And correct me if I'm wrong, Sharon, I'm pretty sure that you would actually have Scott bringing it home, or he was sending it or something, until they finally started carrying it up in Maryland, which they do have it now. Yes, they do sell it now in Maryland, but they did not for a long time. Like, that was not a thing that they carried in Maryland.
Well, I'm sure now, these days, being able to ship something anywhere, it's probably making its rounds. But I know at one point, the Tonys and Louisiana hot sauce, Tabasco, stuff like that, further you got away from Louisiana, you weren't going to find it.
Yeah.
That's stuff we grew up with. Everybody has it in the fridge, so or in the pantry, so you don't really think about that. I say that we actually don't have any Tonys in our house right now.
Yeah.
She makes her own Cajun seasoning now, so so I'm deprived of Tonys, but hers is good.
I was gonna say, how does it compare? Is it?
Yeah, it's different, but it's just as good. She puts all the same ingredients in there, I'm sure, but
except for the MSG and all the other stuff that's probably not in there.
Agents, yeah.
There's no anti-caking agents in ours.
Yeah, it doesn't say they throw like cornstarch and all kinds of stuff in the extra pack. I've been looking at the difference between homemade seasonings and then the store-bought seasonings, and I'm like, why do they even need to throw cornstarch in there? Like, that doesn't make any sense. I mean, I guess it makes sense because they throw stuff in there to anti-caking, but I mean, for real, like, that's enough.
There's a lot of ingredients we kind of shake our head to that you're like, I guess if you're going to produce something and it's going to be months or who knows how long before it makes it to the consumer, they got to throw some of that stuff in there. But we try to do our best to cut back on that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I've been looking into being able to have all the ingredients to make all my mixes more lately. Just so that I can have something that's a little more clean. I don't have to throw the sugar in, because I know that's a thing too, where they throw a lot of sugar into things that we just don't necessarily need all that sugar. So I've been trying to bring that out of our stuff too.
Yeah, that's more her area of expertise. She's the chef around here, so I just eat what she cooks.
Dave said, keep a lookout for cricket flour. Ooh.
Oh yeah, they're gonna try to get us eating that.
Well, in Texas, we could have some good old-fashioned grasshopper flour, because they got a lot of grasshoppers this year. The grasshoppers have been crazy in Texas.
The big ones?
The big ones?
The big ones.
Yeah, we were getting those too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those big black and red and yellow ones. Oh,
yeah, they're absolutely a mess. They're ridiculous. And I've been letting my turkeys and some of my other Muscovies and stuff in my garden, which is like against every part of me to let them in the garden, because I know they're going to eat like the flowers, because everything, after we've had some rain the past 2 weeks off and on, everything is beautiful green, and we're getting flowers everywhere now. And I'm so excited, but I can see them walking in there eating all the little, I'm like, don't eat that, eat the grasshoppers and the crickets and all the extra stuff.
Yeah, if you could train them to just hone in on the bad bugs, that'd be nice, huh?
Well, I kept going through yesterday and shaking the trellised areas so all the grasshoppers would fly, and when the turkeys would see them, they would chase them around. So that was pretty good. But I had to stand there and sacrifice my limbs to the mosquitoes. So it was really just a give and take in the garden right there yesterday. I was, offering up my body for the mosquitoes while the animals were taking care of the other critters. So it is what it is there.
It's funny how we kind of battle different pests different years. Last year we had a huge slug problem.
Yeah.
I mean, we had bad slugs, and I mean, maybe they were in the hay we brought in, because we do no-till gardening, so we mulch everything. Maybe they were in the mulch, I don't know, but we battled them last year. And this year,
I think it was a wetter spring as well, and it's been so dry. It's not the best habitat for them.
This year, vine borers, I think.
Yeah.
Squash bugs, those kind of critters.
Yeah.
Well, we want to stop and take a pause in the show for a second, not to thank all of our sponsors, but to just acknowledge that Amy has figured out technology.
And that she doesn't know how to write her own name, because it's Amy, not Amy. Amy B. Maybe, we're not sure.
I think somebody said on there, is Baker Hill from Louisiana? Yes, we are.
Yes.
Yes, Northwest Louisiana.
Yeah, and so actually it's Chuck and Belinda, and Chuck is Amy said she was trying to be inconspicuous, so thank you, Eric. Chuck and Belinda actually they live in Mississippi now, yes. But Chuck is from Louisiana, so he heard his people were up here, so he's like, Louisiana.
Yeah, and and it's kind of I don't know. It kind of goes against itself that he's from Louisiana and a pastor, but I guess the Lord's shown some grace.
Justin actually is from Louisiana, Eric.
I know, but we're doing this online, so he can't do anything about it. I'm in full control right now.
He can figure out where we live.
Oh yeah,
we're not that far, actually.
Yeah,
we're not that far.
We're what? How far is it? 3 hours?
Yeah, we're
not even that. Actually,
yeah. We're not saying
it's not even that far. It's like 2.5. It's it. That's all it is. Look, he's gonna go get a map.
He's getting his map. He's already on the board.
I know where the Buc-ee's is. I can find the Buc-ee's.
You go from Buc-ee's to Buc-ee's and you're fine.
Yeah.
Oh, Aim B said she would send him your address and just head towards Dallas. So yeah, there you go. Oh, Amy said you'll hear us before you see us. So there you go. We're gonna have to time her out. Jesse, could you time out Aim B? Oh, and Chuck reminded us God knows where you live, Eric. Yes.
Okay.
Chuck, the pastor from Louisiana originally. So, well, okay. So some of your reels and a lot of your information, I think one of the things that caught my eye was a lot of the reels that you have about prepping and things like that. And I love that when you talk about being prepared, you talk about it as not because you're afraid of anything, because that's one of the things that, I always try to explain to my kids, they joke and laugh that my new area where I keep all my extra cans is called the Apocalypse Pantry. It's really not for any great apocalypse. They laugh and joke on it, but we try to explain to our kids that the reason why we're being prepared is because the Lord expects us to be prepared for things, and He wants to give us wisdom to be prepared for all things. And if that means that we are preparing ourselves for a time where maybe it's going to cost more to buy groceries, so we want to make sure we're storing up things, or just preserving the harvest that we have because we don't want to be wasteful, it's important. And I think that's really cool that it seems like that's kind of the theme in a lot of your preparedness reels and a lot of the things that you do. So what I know you do do you do Mylar bags and stuff like that too? I mean, what are some of the ways that you do things that are being prepared or preparedness?
So we don't use a lot of Mylar bags. I mean, we have a few, but I kind of want like a theme for our page or just any of our social media content to be being prepared without being fearful, because I can just see like with the media right now and just the events over the past couple of years that our media is really capitalizing on fear. Fear sells. I mean, it sells a lot. And so I just think that's wrong. And, when we fear, ultimately, I feel like we're not trusting the Lord if we're crippled by fear. So I really try to put that voice in there that, hey, you can be prepared, but that doesn't mean that you have to be scared. You can be prepared because God gave you the knowledge to. But also, since we really do try to grow most of our own food, we literally need enough food in the pantry to get to the next growing season. And so a lot of people think, gosh, you just have so much food in your house. But really, we're just trying to get to the next growing season, and that's going to be several months. So we preserve all of our own food through canning or freezing. And since we plan to use the food within a 6 month to a year period, I don't use a lot of Mylar bags. We use food grade buckets for like rice and oats and beans, or water glassing eggs. So yes.
I'll say one of the most frequent comments we get is, prepared for what? I mean, we get that same comment, prepared for what? Prepared for what? And
it's really, they're saying it in kind of a snarky way.
Yeah. And the truth is, I think for us, it really started with saving money.
Yeah.
Growing food to
100%.
To put goal. Back to save money. So we really aren't preparing for any kind of apocalypse. I mean, that's just not, we don't have enough food for to last more than to the next growing season. We plan on growing food again. So we're just putting back enough to eat. It started out to save money. When we go shopping for beans, we go shopping in the pantry instead of at the grocery store. So that's how it started.
And buying in bulk, you save so much money.
Yeah.
So, I mean, a 20-pound bag of beans, you're going to get it for way less per pound than if you just go buy 1 pound. So you can afford a better quality product at a lower price when you buy in bulk. But when you buy in bulk, people are like, what are you storing all that food for?
Yeah.
What do you think's going to happen?
We keep getting told that people are going to show up at our house with guns to steal all our food. They're coming for you during the apocalypse. And I'm like, look, they're not going to get much. I mean, I'll give people food if they're hungry. But, the Dollar General has more on the shelves than I do. You might want to try there first, So, it's funny because we get these comments. But the truth is, we're just trying to, put food back to be healthier for our family and save us a little money. And then there's so much more that we get out of, the whole process as well.
Yeah.
Well, I think that was something here too. I don't know why I've never really thought about this, but how come whenever you do talk about preparation, people always associate it to fear with something negative happening?
Yeah.
I mean it's not associated. It's just like you said, if somebody needs food, you have it. And there's a lot of times, that people will come here just for, they're visiting or they're dropping something off, and Monica would just give them a can of something. Here, take this with you.
I'm like, oh, I canned peppers. Do you want to try? I love to give away my canned stuff because it's fun to share what God's given us. I can't always be there for everybody. And when something happens, the first thing I want to do, because the first thing I can do is pray. And the second thing I can do is feed them. Somehow I can feed them. Somehow I can go take them a meal, because there is something so special about giving sharing the food with someone, either breaking bread and sitting with them and enjoying time, or giving them the food that you've harvested or the food that you've preserved and sharing with them something that God has given you. And it's just awesome to be able to share that. I love to give away pepper jam and things like that, because for me, it's something that we've done and we've grown, and I'm proud that the Lord is giving us a harvest that we can preserve, and that I was smart enough to do it. This is something I used to do a lot of. And so I'm excited to be able to give it away. So yeah, I mean, it's fun to be able to share what we have with people, but we do have it if we need it. And that's, Well,
I think that's one of the biggest compliments for me. It's like my oldest brother came to visit. When did they come?
A couple months back.
Yeah, it was a couple months ago, and we gave him a couple different little things to take back with them. And when we were talking on the phone a period later, they had, what is that hoagie spread stuff that you make?
It's just hoagie spread.
Okay.
What a hoagie is, right? Like a sub.
Yeah.
So up in the East Coast, they just call it hoagie spread. And it's like this crushed red. It's like basically crushed red peppers. But I use cherry bomb peppers, and I basically mix it with some vinegar. And I don't know if I add a little sugar to it maybe, but it's just basic. It's a basic recipe. And you spread it on your sandwiches, your subs. And my kids love it. Well, I made enough of a batch to give some away. And so
yeah, so that brought me more excitement than anything else when he was like, hey, do you did you say that you had more of that?
Yeah, yeah.
You come back to visit, we'll get you set up.
Yeah, there you go. They're coming in November, so I better have some.
It is a great thing to be able to bless someone else with what the Lord has blessed us with here, and like y'all growing your own food, making recipes, and putting stuff back on the shelf, and
giving away eggs.
Yeah, there's times where we have an abundance. Cucumbers, oh my goodness, our cucumbers were through the roof this year, and man, it's been awesome to be able to bless people with cucumbers and eggs. If anybody has chickens, at some point is going to have an abundance of eggs. And so So it really is. There's times where we may not can give much, but it is a blessing for us to be able to bless other people with the overflow. And that's really what it's all about. When we prep, we're just preparing for next year. Come next growing season, we're going to be fully relying on God to bring the growth and bring the harvest. So, and if he does, he does. If he doesn't, he doesn't. But we're going to be okay either way. Like she said, did we get a single tomato this year? I mean,
I think we got a couple.
It was bad, but you know what?
We had planted like 50 tomato plants and they died.
It was horrific. It was a bad case of something that went around, and you know what? We adapted and overcame. It's okay, but it's not about fear. We are not fearful. It's just about doing our thing. We rely on the Lord to provide for us here, and above all else, we're just putting back some food to save us a little money and be a little more self-sufficient.
Well, I think that was the comment earlier from this gentleman here, Drops, where he had made a comment that is what you're preparing for, is from a financial perspective, because you're putting more effort out physically, but you're saving money in the end when you're putting it up on the shelf yourself.
Which is like Chuck said, a short-term retirement plan, putting up for the future seems about the same to me. And so I think one of the things that it made sense when you said it was, I thought about it, I like to meal plan. When I get my act together, I can meal plan. I think about all the things I'm going to make for the week, and I take my grocery list and I kind of make sure that my grocery list coincides with what my meals are for the week and the extras that we'll need. We almost always have all the meat we need. We don't have to worry about that, because we have our own pigs and cattle and we have the rabbits and things like that. But I have to fill in the blanks a lot of times. I need to make my own I need to get some sour cream, or I need to get some tortilla chips or whatever. Some of the conveniences of the grocery store. But it made sense when you said something about, you're basically just trying to save money because you're planning for the next season. And I thought about it. I was like, I guess that's what I really try to do with my garden. I'm almost meal planning with my garden, right? I mean, if you think about it, that's kind of what you're doing. You're making a plan. Whatever you want to grow in your garden is what you're going to eat, or what you're going to put up for your meals for your family. And it just kind of hit me, like when you said that, I was like, oh yeah, it's kind of like your meal planning, but with your garden season, because that's something we've done. Now, I love to grow beans. I don't even hate to pick the beans. Eric doesn't love picking beans. They love green beans. I mean, my kids love green beans. Eric loves green beans. His mom and dad, his dad doesn't like green beans. His mom loves green beans. Green beans are our jam. We only do green beans every other year because I try to can as much as I can. This was my green bean year, and I just couldn't get into it. I was just done, and I just let it all fall to the wayside. And I loved watching it grow, and I was really excited. And I harvested like 2 rows, and I made them fresh. And then I was like, nah, I'm good. And then I felt really guilty that I didn't go.
Wait,
they burned up really fast this year.
No, that's not what I just heard.
I mean, they did.
That's not what I heard.
They just burned up really fast. And so it wasn't worth it to me to try to fight for them. That moment where you realize that you have to like fight for your plants, and you have to pick and choose which ones you're going to fight for.
You quit.
The beans it wasn't in the plan this year for fighting for those beans. But the reason why is because in years past, we put up quarts and quarts of green beans, enough so that we don't have to grow them every year. And so that's where we do can for longer term. If we can keep enough of a certain vegetable for several years, we will grow enough for our family for a couple years. But overall, I feel like that's some of the things we're trying to do. The same thing is where we're just trying to prepare until the next season. But I always keep in mind that season may be a fail. So I want to always get everything I can when I am able to harvest it. Because this year we didn't have a lot of tomatoes either. It was like we had some and they were pretty, and they were gone as fast as they started. And I was like, where did they go? Like, they just...
Yeah, it was weird.
I don't know.
A lot of people had that issue this year.
It seemed nationwide as we interacted with people online that it wasn't just us. It was a lot of people struggled with tomatoes this year. But, and you can't deny, what we all saw 2 years ago, something we've never seen in our lifetimes, empty grocery store shelves.
Yeah.
I didn't grow up growing a garden. I didn't grow up farming. I didn't have animals. I mean, I had dogs. That was it. So never was I taught to prepare for a grocery store not having food. So 2 years ago, it'd be silly to try to deny the fact that it brought some concern to a lot of people when you go in the grocery store and whatever it was you're looking for is not there. It's sold out. They can't get it. Supply chains are disrupted, whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
Well, you grow your own food, you put it on the shelf, you ain't worried about that anymore. And so that's a burden off our shoulders. And I'm so thankful that we're to a point now. We still rely on the grocery store for some things, but every day we're getting closer and closer to not being relying on them. So that's one more point. We're not fearful of it, like you said, but we're not worried about it either.
Now, do you all have? I haven't seen yet. Do you have your own milk cow?
That's a sore subject.
Oh,
we have a Jersey heifer.
Yeah. So we're
She
still
give you
we're
milk.
still through growing pains on learning the whole milk cow thing. We do have a Jersey heifer. We tried to get her bred. She was bred. Got her back to the house, and a couple months later, she came back into heat. So she lost the pregnancy, evidently. So we're still struggling a little bit on getting her bred and actually making a milk cow out of her. So I don't know. What's your plan with that for her?
Oh, you know what I
We got a calf.
Well,
We got a bull. We got a bull calf. You just we have a bull. Come borrow our bull. Take him for a few months and bring him back.
So we have a Jersey heifer, and then we have a half Jersey steer out there that he'll be Freeze Prospect next. So other than that's our meat.
That's our cow situation.
That's our meat animals.
Our pigs.
Oh yeah, I forgot. We have the cooney.
We have pigs.
Yeah, we have pigs. we have pigs now, and
We hear them every time we walk out, and they see us because
Yeah.
they're like, "Feed me right now."
yeah, they're always hungry, no matter what. And then
Super demanding.
we raise meat chickens every year. We do one batch a year just to put in the freezer. So that's kind of what we put back as far as protein goes.
That's good. Well, I was asking about the milk cow because I know that, we don't really drink cow milk. We just drink water and almond. My kids will use almond milk or oat milk for their cereal if they eat cereal, but mainly it's just, we don't really have milk here that we just don't really deal with milk a lot. We just do almond milk or oat milk when we need it. And that's only for breakfast times if the kids are eating cereal things or if they want to put in their oatmeal or whatever. But that's one of the things people always ask, do you have a milk cow? And I'm like, no, but the only reason I think I would ever want a milk cow is not for the milk itself, but for the milk, which we could then turn into butter, because butter is a huge thing for us. We use a lot of butter, and I would only be able to have that if I go to the grocery store or I buy butter powder, which I have bought, so that I knew that if I couldn't get butter at the grocery store for some reason, at least I could reconstitute butter powder and use that. Because I'm thinking, well, if I can't get milk for some reason, or if I don't have the access to butter, at least I've got some stuff on the shelf that I can make into butter. Because I think about those things too in the future is I don't have that animal to provide that. So, grocery store is still dependent upon things here for that stuff. But for the most part, we raise our own meat, so we don't have to worry about that. But it's just those odds and ends that I'm kind of stuck on. Like, how am I going to get that in the future if I don't have the grocery store?
Yeah, so that was our main goal for getting a milk cow. Was we really don't drink a lot of milk either, but it's the dairy products that we can make cheese and butter. We use a lot of it. So.
Yeah, our kids love to drink it. So.
Well, I mean, what would you say when we go to the grocery store? What do we rely on them for?
Probably milk, cheese, and
grains.
Milk, cheese, and fats. Like, we'll hopefully have lard after we harvest our pigs, but like oil, if we make our own mayonnaise, then you need to have an oil to start with.
Yeah.
And then rice and oatmeal. We eat a lot of, and wheat berries for flour.
Yeah.
Well,
that
I mean,
makes sense.
The reality of it, and for us, when we first moved here, we had I guess it was like a 5-year plan of within 5 years or so, we wanted to be able to have all of our own meat that we raised here. If we didn't raise it here, we didn't buy it. And for the most part, that's what we do. But one thing that we have realized is that no matter how much you work and no matter how many different types of vegetables and fruits and things like that you grow and different meats, everybody still goes to the grocery store.
Yeah, he gets kind of mad when I go and buy chicken from the grocery store.
Well, no,
because we haven't raised meat chickens in a while.
No,
and
no, but I
do buy chicken.
I don't mean just that though. I mean, like, if you step back and look at all the things that you need the grocery store for, like hair products, soap, deodorant, toothpaste, toothbrushes, toilet paper. Nobody's making their own toilet paper.
Well, you can make family cloth. I know how to do that.
Okay, cool. Let's do that.
I could do that. You want to do that?
No.
Oh, see.
So that was
I know how to do it.
Our main goal, I think our initial goal probably was to save money at the grocery store. Our goal with the garden from the get-go was to, goal number one, grow as much, if not all, of our own produce to save money.
Cut our grocery bill in half.
Yeah.
And that included toiletries.
So what would you say, what was our grocery, when we say grocery bill, it's like you said, we mean everything you get, toothpaste, toilet paper, we consider it all groceries. So even though it's not, but I mean, what would you say, where are we at on that goal?
Oh yeah, we definitely met that goal.
Yeah. So we've saved a lot of money. We for a family of 5, we really don't spend a lot of money at the store. So we've definitely been blessed in that area.
I think a lot of that too has to do with changing your mindset though. To like learn how to do things yourself. Learn how to cook with the whole foods instead of purchasing something in a box, because you're going to save a lot of money that way. But also, what can I produce instead of just consuming it? Like, what can I do here, or what meal can I make instead of buying it pre-made and pre-packaged? All things like that, you'll save a lot of money just getting into a routine of doing it the hard way, pretty much doing it the longer way, not the easy way out. But if you do it over and over again, it eventually just becomes part of your lifestyle. It's not anything now. If we want to have tacos, for me to go make tortillas, before I just buy all of our tortillas because it was way faster.
Yeah, it kind of blows people's mind, I had somebody the other day ask me, so what is your wife cooks all these meals and stuff. I'm like, yeah, my wife cooks all the meals. And so what about, but you have to go buy bread. And I'm like, no, she makes it. They're like, yeah, but what about tortillas and stuff like that? I'm like, well, no, she makes those too. Crackers. I'm like, no, she actually makes those too now. I'm like, it's kind of cool. We've gotten to a point, and it's all her hard work, but we've gotten to a point now where I don't think we buy any bread products. She buys the wheat berries, and we have a grain mill. We grind it down into flour, and she goes to town in here rolling it out and making bread products. So just small steps like that transition you to not needing to run up to the store and grab some hot dog buns whenever you're going to cook some hot dogs, because you can just make some.
But it was baby steps. At first, that was like super overwhelming. Like if I had even considered making every bread product from scratch, I would have been like, there's no way. You just kind of have to make it part of your routine. Like when you get a new animal that you have to feed and you're like, oh, this is one more thing. But once you do it every single day, it's like, okay, well, this really isn't so bad. It just fits into your routine.
Yeah, that makes sense. Look, we drink soda before. And when Eric started eating more of a paleo lifestyle, and we first came here to Texas, he said, did you make her own soft sourdough pretzels?
See, somebody said you can make your own soft sourdough pretzels.
Yes, I do. We've made those before.
I don't remember. They were probably good.
We made them here. They're so good.
Well, that means you need to make them again so he remembers.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah,
might as well.
He said no because he wanted me to make them again.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Yes, well, we in our homeschooling, we just talked about sourdough, and one of the projects for the kids was how to create a sourdough starter out of the wild yeast, just a regular. So it was really cool to have that as a homeschool project. So we haven't done it yet. We're actually going to start it. We're going to do it tomorrow afternoon. We're going to try to do it. Now I have a dried sourdough starter that I bought online like 6 months ago for myself and a friend, and I've yet to do it. So I am actively pursuing videos on sourdough starting because I I'm convinced I'm going to screw this up somehow.
Yeah, this is so funny.
We got one for you.
It's our turn for the shameless plug, okay? So we're fixing to come out next week with a video where I did a sourdough starter experiment. And so at the end of it, or actually now, I'm going to release, we're going to have like a sourdough starter guide. And it'll be like a booklet that it's going to be $2.99, and it'll have a full calendar and all the weights for every day of exactly how to start a sourdough, exactly what to measure, and little checklists. So it takes all of the brain power kind of out of like, you know, just so it's easier instead of having to figure out exactly what you need to do. It's just all written out for you.
Well, it sounds like Amy needs to buy your sourdough starter information packet. Now, is that going to be available on a like Linktree link or something over there on Instagram?
Yeah, we'll get all that part figured out. We just finished creating it, and so yeah.
Yeah,
that's
so she,
awesome.
Everything she makes as far as bread, I think, is sourdough.
Yeah.
And that's another thing that a lot of people get overwhelmed with, I think, trying to figure out sourdough. And I can tell you, I don't know anything about it, but
I'm not opposed to like conventional yeast recipes though. But I mean, since I have the sourdough and I don't have to buy conventional yeast, I just use sourdough. Plus, it's better for your gut. So
she's developed this kind of foolproof chart calendar day by day, how to get this sourdough starter going and what to feed it, how much to feed it. And that's actually why we were 5 minutes late getting on here. She was over there playing with her sourdough. But so when here pretty soon we'll have that available. So hopefully it'll be a good resource for people who want to start their own sourdough and not have to order a dry starter. So
that's really cool.
Coming soon.
There you go. Well, I'll be watching for it. So Amy, it looks like. Amy, when you come here in the end of the year, you'll have to come and grab some sourdough from us, or stop through Baker Hill Farm and grab some sourdough starter from Baygent right there. But yeah, I mean, that's the thing, you know, I think it, like you said, it's really about mindset. You know, I've made my own breads. I know how to do those things, but you know, we were drinking soda and things like that before. And we changed our mindset a little bit and stopped drinking soda the way we were. And I started making kombucha when I had moved here a couple of years after I moved here, and started making the kombucha. And we were drinking kombucha, I mean, all the time. It was like, you know, one of Eric's favorite drinks. He was coming home from work and drinking a, you know, glass of kombucha. And it was really like it was an every week thing, or every third or fourth day I would make a fresh batch, and I was making gallons at a time.
Those were the good days.
But it's been here recently. There's, you know, the changing of the, you know, the seasons have changed, and I don't make as much. I mean, I've got a hotel that's chock full of, you know, SCOBY, but I just don't have the time right this second to do it. And really, if I started back again, I could probably save quite a bit of money, because we've been buying sparkling waters, because that's one of the things that instead of soda, we enjoy sparkling waters. We enjoy the LaCroix or the, you know, Waterloo or whatever, the bubblies, and we like having them. That's kind of like one of our guilty pleasures in the evening, is to drink that with dinner or whatever. But I feel like it would be better for us if we were drinking the kombucha, and even though it takes more time, you could save some money on the grocery bill. So
yeah, they do kombucha. I haven't got on that stuff yet.
He's not on that train. He's boring. He's not into all the fermented stuff.
I was a hardcore Diet Coke addict for years, so
he has kicked his.
You know what? I don't know, 3-4 months ago, 5-6 months ago. I don't even know how long.
Yeah, it's been longer than that.
I quit cold turkey, but I haven't got on the kombucha yet. That stuff's a little weird for me.
No, look,
the blueberry kombucha is what lured Eric in, I think. That, and then the ginger kombucha. He was like,
the stuff floating around in the jar just throws me off.
Well, sometimes you just pretend it's something else and swallow it down. It's good for you. That's what you have to remember.
Yeah, he was drinking it, and the kids were like, what? Now the kids love blueberry kombucha, and that's their favorite. I would make a bunch of blueberry kombucha. I put the little blueberries in. I'd add a little bit of the sugar, the cane sugar, and they would help me make it. And a couple of days later, it was all bubbly and ready to explode. And even though we were burping and everything, and the kids love watching all that fizz and foam, and they're taking drinks of it, and they're like, "This is good for me," and they're swigging it. And I've got the oldest kid saying, "Isn't that alcohol?" And I'm like, "It's not alcohol, stop it." But it's really fun to see the kids getting excited and invested in drinking good things and eating good things and eating and drinking things that we're making from scratch here. And so, I admire what you're doing and being able to be more home-based. I love that term. And I like being able to say that, that's something that we try to do as well. I'm excited to be able to try those things. And that's what I want to do. I want to try garlic and dill pickled eggs. I definitely want to start doing some pickled eggs. I want to try that next. That's one of my things to try.
Yeah. Especially with garlic. If you haven't seen her garlic reel.
Oh yeah.
She goes to town with some garlic.
Yeah, I'm going to try to grow garlic this year. So if I'm struggling, I'm going to have to reach out to you because I have yet to grow garlic. And I've heard it's like, oh, it's super easy. And I'm like, I don't know. That's what they said about onions. And I don't feel that way.
Yeah.
Onions are way harder than garlic. Yeah. Onions are hard.
With garlic, it was easy. We put the cloves in the ground and we just forgot about them for months.
Yeah, this will be our 3rd year growing it. But onions, I can never get like those big, beautiful bulbs.
Me neither.
Garlic though that's the easiest thing I've ever grown.
I can't grow anything. I just build the garden beds. That's all I do.
Eric will till and then he'll go through it and then he'll eat all my peppers and stuff. He likes to do that and take videos of himself eating the peppers in the garden.
That's right.
So yeah, he just enjoys it. Well, we have to wrap it up. It is late here and I'm sure it's getting late for a lot of other people out there. It's 10 o'clock here. So it's about time to go, but thank you guys so much. I mean, really, thank you so much for coming on here and joining us. I'm really excited that you guys could come and share a little bit about what you're doing with us. And if you guys in the chat haven't checked out Justin and Baygent over at Baker Hill Farm, go check them out on Instagram. There's so much great content there, as well as here on YouTube. We just, we're excited to have you here. And I'm just super thankful that, you got a chance to come and check in with us tonight. It was nice to kind of meet you.
Yeah. It's good to meet y'all. And we appreciate y'all inviting us on. And this kind of a first for us. We're new to the YouTube side of things, but hey, we appreciate you having us on and good to meet you virtually at least. And hopefully we'll do this again. I enjoy it. We had fun.
Yeah. Well, we had a good time too. I mean, hey, who likes meeting good family friends finally on YouTube?
Virtually.
Farmers' wives do too. Thank you guys so much. Really. Thank you so much for joining us. And hey, Nick, thanks for checking in and making it finally to the end of the Arizona Highland Homestead, checking in at 10 o'clock as usual. Thanks a lot, Nick. Thank you guys so much. Thank you, Justin. Thank you, Baygent. Good night, everybody.
Bye-bye. Thank you guys for coming in.
Thank you.